Alright people, working today on the arcade system again. Trying to get as much as I can because tomorrow I got a crazy day. Tuesday I got a crazy day. Every day I got a crazy day. Got a chance to get up this early in the morning. Get some business taken care of. Got orders be going out tomorrow for customers. Thank you so much. Appreciate those who are supporting our sale. So ordered more lights in. And we got a bit of surprise. I can't tell you about it. Can't tell you until 2026. Because it's something involving customers. And it's actually a really good thing. It's actually going to be a wonderful thing. Something different for the customers. No, yeah, I said that I wanted to go business to business. But like I said, I still have amazing customers at the end of the day who have been supporting our company since day one. So we are going to make something interesting. Gotta get me scissors today. I was supposed to buy scissors so I can basically start finishing up this thing. But we forgot the scissors. There's billboards that go on the side of here that display each game system with lights up and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. Pretty soon we're going to be getting more gold paints, more lights, got a thundercloud system in here. I definitely want a thundercloud system. I'm dying to do one of those. And I had to go order a whole bunch of little characters for the inside of my case. Still got a lot more to go. At least we're finishing up. I'm happy because the new black technology, the invisible black technology, it read outside. For that test we had to run, it read outside perfectly with no problem. So that's fantastic. Got it to read, got to go back out again and get a sunny day and repeat the process again. Oh, you finished all that. Okay, awesome. He likes Nestle quick. That's his thing. But he can't have every month. I don't want him getting worms. So once a month he can have it. He can have some Nestle quick. Little cat food. That's all he gets, but he likes it. He also likes chicken. Taco likes Dominican food. Like plantains. He likes these plantains. Yep. Can't have a lot of it. Go to my Dominican brothers and go pick up something over there for him and me today. This is going to have a transparent screen that's going to connect to here, and a whole lot of stuff going on here and out here. 2 sets of LED lights. The Thundercloud system or cloud system requires 2 sets of LED lights to trigger off. Then there's the ones we have over there on the desk, but you're also going to be involved in here on the outside of the case. And then we have to put in a crack of lightning, a thunder display system. So I have a cloud system in here. I want to be able to peer through the case and see all this action going on inside the case while we're displaying games outside the case. So that's what we're working on. And then I got meetings coming up. My meeting is coming up. Gotta be ready for that. One of the cases I did keep over here, I kept the arcade, an actual arcade case that has a PC on top as an actual arcade. I'm going to finish that bit by bit. I definitely want to put that together. So it's a PC case. It looks like a retro 1980s arcade store that plays arcade games. Definitely want to finish that up. So. And then after we get done this one, we finish up this one. I'm doing a zombie one for myself. I'm actually have a zombie hand coming out from the side of the screen and grabbing the side of the case. So that's going to be freaking sick. All the lights will be done in red inside. It's going to be freaking cool to get done with that one. And then we got the Pac-Man, which is my personal favorite, the Pac-Man. Okay, this is going to be retro arcade setup. And we have purple. I bought purple. Oh, I did buy purple. Purple's over there. That's why we do multiple stages, because then you get these multiple stages of colors that push through. The blue overlay, the yellow in between. These nice colors. Just making biscuits. After you making biscuits, good for everyone. And the biscuits go around, Mr. Taco. Taco's over there making some biscuits. What you make, Taco? You make biscuits? Did you make biscuits? Because I made biscuits for everyone. That's what I did. It's great to be able to hang out with family. Yesterday, we were always so busy. We try to make time to spend with each other. Very important. Monday's going to be 2 interesting days. Why? Well, Monday we take care of those problems. And I have some business I have to take care of with a new unit. I'm looking at getting a 24,000 square foot unit. Yep, for work. Yes, sirree. Now this is going to be my unit that is going to be used for developing, bringing my crew in, all the stuff we're going to design. None of this stuff will ever be on YouTube ever. This is our secret lab at the end of the day. It'll never be advertised, broadcasted anywhere. My secret lab. Showrooms will be separate from that. The showrooms will be on location. Reach those, but the other one's the lab you can't go to. Nope. Keeping all that a secret. I think this is what's going to make things real interesting this year and next year and the year before that. When people are trying to figure out where we're at, I have people figuring out where you're at. So for my people between you and us are professionals in the field, and they're very good at what they do. So they'll be able to find you a lot faster than you can find us. And when they find you, it's different. You find us, you just do dumb stuff. We find you, we throw you in jail. And we sue you for a lot of money. Money we know darn well you cannot pay out. That's the difference. So, you want to bump us or we bump you? Mind you, the situation I'm about to be in, pretty soon, by next year, I'm going to be a man with a lot of power. A lot of power. And the technology we have a lot of investors on board for that technology. It's going to make me an extremely rich man. So that gives me a lot of power, a lot of reach, a lot of push. So, I learned from my experience on being on YouTube, is one of the things I learned in business is that we have to bring special people in to handle situations, which means I'm bringing in a special group of people that are designed to find anything on the earth. That's their design. Call them whatever you want to call them, but they're legit and they're basically official. But their job is to find anything on the earth. And that's what I'm bringing in. And an amazing legal team that will prosecute anyone. And we're going to be known for two things: technology, and for those who come across our path, extreme punishment. So remember, if they see you and you get a little letter in the mail, you're being sued for millions. Just so you know from the door. Because that's what we're going to hit you with from the door. I'm not doing no 50,000 and none of that. It's a waste of time for me to go into civil court or small claims court over some dumb nonsense. Let's just take it to federal court and sue you for millions of dollars and just leave it at that and go on. Now what they do is after that, they put a gag order on you, which means if you even talk about this on YouTube, you mention this, anything that comes up, we can re-sue you again. So you can't even speak about it. Yeah. So, it comes from people who do dumb stuff. Like I said, I've watched companies on how they handle the situation with trolls, people who make their products without permission, stuff like that. And man, you've got to see the stuff that they do it today. The people that they hire today is freaking insane to track down people that are doing things they shouldn't be doing. Oh yeah, you're being watched 24/7. You have those flea markets you have? I've seen a couple flea markets down there were selling these eagle medallions. Now, I know they didn't have permission from the NFL to be able to sell those things. And the thing about it is, I watched several videos on people who got caught bootlegging people's stuff at flea markets and stuff. They literally have their own people down there walking around. And they'll walk over to your stand, have a nice conversation with you, buy a few of your items. That's evidence against you in court. And then later on, you'll figure out, they'll never figure out where I live at. Oh, they do. They got an investigator, and they figure out exactly where you live at, and they figure out where you work at, and whole 9 yards. And next thing you know, you got a letter in the mail saying, hey, you're being sued by Nike Corporation or some big company that's suing you at the end of the day. And you're like, how the freak did they figure out where I lived at? And investigators, that's what they pay. And of course, you gave them a receipt, right? All right, then there you go. So that's what happens. And then later on, you go to court, and you just have to figure out how to get a lawyer to get you out of the situation, what they're going to do to you in there. Copyrights, extremely serious lawsuits. You ever watch it? Court defamations on copyright? Oh, it's brutal. That's why that guy's going to really get hit pretty hard. Brutal, especially if there's hardcore evidence of you doing it. It's even worse. So there's one guy, basically, I read about this in a magazine a long time ago, about a guy who decided to use the swoosh symbol from Nike and put his name Mikey. His name was Mikey, and he used the swoosh symbol. And he didn't think at the end of the day that they were really going to come down on him on that. Yeah, they did. They sued the daylights out of this guy. They took everything from him, like literally everything from him. Left him with nothing. But you can't do that. You can't use that. People who go on and do printed 3D printing, you can 3D print whatever the freak you want as long as you don't sell it. That's the rule. If you don't sell it, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you sell it, you got an issue. You got a problem on your hands. And you never know who's watching the channel, who's watching YouTube. You never know. There are businesses that pay people to watch, like I'm doing right now. They pay people to watch. They make sure no one's doing this and doing that and so forth. And they're not going to contact you right away. They're gathering information with your channel, how many videos you made of this, and gather all that information and make copies of your videos and take it to court. There are law enforcement officers that are on YouTube. Yeah, they're on YouTube. They're on social media. Social media. The cyber cops. You've heard of those, right? Cyber police officers. Yeah, that's actually a real thing. Cyber police officers that sit there and monitor your activity to make sure that you're not on there doing something stupid. And later on, you're just going to use it. They call that whole self-snitching. People get up there and they show all this money, just robbed the bank or whatever, and they're sitting there watching the whole entire time like, okay. Trace your IP address, be right at your front door, no time at all. Like, how the freak they find us? Yeah, there you go. You're online like an idiot. Shouldn't have did it to begin with. High is the best self-snitching on the planet. You know, there used to be a time that, I don't want to basically promote anything like this to begin with, but it used to be a time that, you know, somebody back in the day, they go rob a bank, and pretty much the biggest thing you had to worry about is one of them snitching or talking too much about or buying things they weren't supposed to be buying. You know, because you know you're not supposed to buy anything. You paid enough GTA. You know how it works. Can't spend the money. Can't spend the money because the notes are fresh. So you got to wait a while unless you're going to do money laundering and all that nonsense. But then you do money laundering, other people want to know about your heist. So you got to get people you trust. But then again, you can't even trust those people because they may stab you in the back. So you're in a bad situation. Either way, there's no honor among thieves. Either way, somewhere along the line, it's going to stab you in the back. I like to watch that show called I Almost Got Away With It. That is a crazy show. Literally, they come that close to getting away with it, and it's just one little thing that does it. Just one little thing that trips it up. One little mistake. It could be you're working with a group of people. Even if you do, I've seen heist people do heists by themselves. They still mess up and make mistakes. You tell the wrong person, that's it. You can't even tell your girlfriend or what. You can't tell anybody about it. At all, period. Yeah, I saw the one where they, in Switzerland, they robbed some very expensive hotel, and they decided they were going to come to a wall and hit the safety deposit boxes. Before they were in there, they were mingling with the guests. So it wouldn't be more suspicious. They can basically case out the place pretty well. And they're in there mingling with the guests. And the guy playing a card game walked upon this guy who had a very interesting Rolex customized watch that he wanted. He was obsessed with that watch. He wanted it. And the guy said, look, one of the things we don't take is customized jewelry because it's very easy to trace, especially if there's only one of it. Very easy to trace it. And sure enough, they came and they went and took out the boxes, got what they wanted. But that guy went to that one box and he took that Rolex. And that's what got him busted. Rolex got him busted. Because he was wearing it and someone had recognized it. And then he got pinched and one thing led to another and the whole crew went down with him. One watch. Yep. It's a fun thing about GTA when you got to do the bank heist and you got to get everybody together. You still have to worry about somebody snitching in the process. No, I don't think any of that's right. You shouldn't do any of that to begin with. If you don't have anything to do, you have to worry about anybody snitching on you, right? So you never did to begin with. But I just find that kind of funny. You got to go through the whole entire thing of picking out the right person and this, that, and the other. And some people are going to demand more. Some people are going to demand less. I thought that was so hilarious about that whole GTA thing. I look at it this way. A good safe cracker and a getaway driver is all you need. Pretty much. A person who could drive and a person getting to the safe as fast as you can. Those are the ones I would pay. Everybody else would be a little bit less. That was my combination right there. I'm praying when they make this GTA, please, for the love of God, do not make it the way you made the last one. The last one sucked online. I mean, like I said, the gameplay, beautiful. But the online version sucked. Come on, man, you made it too much like real life. Who the freak wants to come into a game where you got to pay insurance and taxes? And you got to turn around, you got to pay for insurance for your home and blah, blah, blah. And then on top of that was a bunch of candy gamers on there. And the reason why I say candy gamers, because you slam in someone's car, like, oh my God, man, what'd you hit my car for? It's freaking GTA. I like GTA 3. GTA 3 Deathmatch was freaking amazing. Who cared if you wrecked someone's car? Who cared if you blew up someone's helicopter? Who cared? You could rumble out in the street. That's what GTA is about. It's a game where you can go and go buck loose in the city and not get arrested for doing the crazy stuff that you want to do. There you go. But no, they made GTA too realistic, man. Too realistic. I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this. I played the online version one time, and somebody screamed at me because I hit their car, and I'm like, no. Make GTA like you made GTA on 3. Not GTA 3, GTA 4. That would be the one with the Russian, right? I think it is with the Russian. GTA 4 is with the Russian. Make it like GTA 4. GTA 4 was freaking amazing. I freaking love GTA 4. I think it's the best one I've ever played in my entire life. Involving deathmatch was the best. And you had cops on the game. You had other people. You could change the atmosphere. You can make it foggy, make it rain. The whole 9 yards. Switch on different types of weapons. You can make it all grenade launchers. Make it all knives. Man, I freaking had a ball with that game. I had so much fun with it. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. That's the one that they made in New York City. Yeah, it was. That was a bet. I think that was the best one they did for basically deathmatch. The new one they got, man, someone hits your car, you cry about it. You wrecked my car, you got to pay for insurance. Oh my goodness, you just zapped me back into the real world. Yeah. Keep the ruckus going on that game, man. Freaking little Jacob, man, his accent was so thick, you had to watch him subtitles. Like, what the frick is he saying? Like, can you put this in subtitles? I love that, man. And then it had the 3 endings with it. Always beat every single one with the 3 endings. GTA. Oh. I never watched any of the trailers for GTA. It takes away from the hype for me. I'll tell you one thing, they should have gave Trevor his own DLC. That I feel they should have done. Trevor was a whole different world by himself, man. I don't like Trevor. Trevor's crazy as a fox. But yeah, they should have gave Trevor his own game, part of the DLC. I want to know more about Trevor. They should have did a backstory on Trevor. That would have been great. I mean, of course, at the end, if you basically, when you beat the game, you can go back as Trevor and you meet Trevor's mom. You can see why Trevor is Trevor. If you ever did that one, you ever go back in the game, after you beat the game, you go back as Trevor, you meet Trevor's mom. Trevor's mom is something else. Boy, she is something freaking else. You can see why now Trevor's crazy. Mom was absolutely crazy. And that's the only person he was afraid of. That's the only person he just tried to please, but he couldn't please her. There's no way anyone could ever please her. And then Trevor would meet the weirdest people ever on the face of the planet. Especially when you do the missions and you run across some little side missions that pop up. Like the guy whose friends thought it'd be funny to basically tie him to a utility pole while his wedding was going on. Or the crazy woman you meet on the side of the road. Ooh, man. Then they had the little Easter eggs that would pop up. You see the woman who was murdered. She'd pop up. You see her through the scope. It should pop up every once in a while. You got to catch it at a certain time. She would pop up. The ghost. See the ghost. She was murdered. I haven't found Bigfoot. They said there's Bigfoot in there. I have not seen Bigfoot in there at all. What the frig is looking Bigfoot at? I have not seen any Bigfoot since I've been in there. I've seen the Colt. I found that building. Colt's jacked up. That is jacked up. I've never brought anybody to the cult for money. If anything, I just waited until the fact that Trevor lost his temper and killed everybody in the cult. That's what I waited for. I thought that was jacked up, man. I didn't do that one. Oh, when a woman, I'm sitting there racing down the street, and this woman yells out that she needs help. I go to help her out, and freaking they robbed me in the back, took all my stuff, man. It's almost like the same repeat but different storyline as GTA 3. In GTA 3, you do something for the mob and they tell you they got this nice blue car in the back. Go out and get it, and it's a bomb and it blows up. And then for the GTA hardcore gamers, do you know the history behind the GTA? Do you know when the GTA first system it landed on? You'd be surprised. You know, they had a version on Genesis too. The bird's eye view version of it. They had a British version of it too, UK version of it also. But did you know that the GTA Rockstar was only available on PlayStation? It wasn't available on Xbox. Xbox didn't get it. It was exclusively for PlayStation only. Well, later on, they made I still have mine. I still have my whatchamacallit that came for the Xbox, the original Xbox. It was GTA, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Vice City combo. I still have mine in the original box for my system, including the DLC games that they had for the PlayStation. I like our green, beautiful green, 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 beautiful green. We don't care too much. That's why I said, you know, somebody said get some newer games. I don't care for the games we have today. I really don't. I like the games I had back then. Those are the games I like. Excuse me. The games I played back in the 80s and 70s. Those are the games I played. That's the era I played from. That's where I'm from. All these new games today, they really don't do anything for me. I play some here and there. They're fun and all, but I don't really get into it. I like the old schools. That's real gaming to me at the end of the day. I said I got friends of mine at the end of the day that don't even consider the PlayStation to be a gaming system. They like the old school stuff. No, I agree with them 100%. Now, you're saying that why are you guys making a screen paint for 2026? Customers pulled up by a lot. We got orders that came in, a lot of orders that pushed through. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a big time business guy. I got a lot of business friends at the end of the day. He's like, well, just do both of them. And I said, well, do both of them. He said, you got to remember, it's not you anymore. You've been doing this game for so long. You keep forgetting that you're going to have other people coming in to help you out. And he ain't right, he ain't wrong about that. I do have people coming in to help me with this, what I'm doing. So I get sometimes over emotional and overwhelmed because it's a lot of work. And I have to be early in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, to be outside to get demonstrations done. Yep, it's a lot of work. Oh man, I'm definitely gonna caught with paint. Is there anywhere around this? When people sit there and say, oh, he makes all these videos, you have to have all that stuff. Your stuff got to be tested. You know what? Play around. Go ahead. Go out there and make some fake product at the end of the day. Try to get a company to sign their name to it. See what happens. See how it works out for you. I bet you don't get signed. I bet you $100 they don't sign you. Because they're going to ask you questions that you can't answer back. Never give you a contract if your stuff is not tested. How are they going to make the specification sheet? How the freak are they going to work on the safety material data sheet? How are you going to patent that thing if you don't have, basically, you don't understand your own product? You can't even patent it. You got to know what you have there first. So yeah, gotta have your stuff tested. Man, there's so much paint on this. Man, these boxes are like pieces of wood now. Well, I look at it this way. They can get mad at me all I want when I mention testing, but you're the one that ain't going anywhere at the end of the day. I will be, you won't. So that's pretty much it to that. That's why we never consider them to be a threat. You know why? They don't test their stuff. They can't go anywhere. We knew that from the door. That's like trying to start a car with no wheels. You ain't going anywhere. You're not going anywhere at all, period. You have something to be called the ceiling waiting for you. Yep. That's like trying to go from one state to the next on a half a container of gasoline. You're not going anywhere with that. You go a little bit farther out and then you just shut down, and that's what happens. They just shut down. So you can't go anywhere with that. Now imagine all that work, all that energy, put into all that, and it ended up there with nothing. Run out of gas. Yep. You can get mad all you want. At the end of the day, Mr. Burr's rich. I'm done. I'm going to be... Actually, I got some equipment coming in pretty soon. I got a machine that designs to put the logos up. Coming in for the new technology we're engineering. We're building the engineer technology around it. As soon as I get done taking care of all my business on Monday, I'm gonna go pop up and pick me up a Connect and get ready to do the what are we gonna do? The which one going for the table? We're gonna do interactive technology for the table, and then I'm gonna go pop over to eBay and pick me up an ultra short throw Epson projector, because they got the interactive technology that allows you to write on stuff. I'll pick one of those up. But, you know, hopefully when I say testing, hopefully it probably will most likely apply to people that want to get into the field and try it, because the other ones didn't listen, and that's what happened to them. They didn't go anywhere. Put a nice out trim on it. How far you want to go? Go back and look at my old videos. What I was doing invisible technology in black outside, and man, we have no way what we picked up at 300, not that sharp, and at 300 lumens on a read like that. Man, that screen's going to be gorgeous. That is going to be an absolute gorgeous screen. I got to get on my ABS forms and my locking in. Kind of putting that on hold. I got stuff I'm working on at the same time. Go set my account up over there. Simple basic account. Basically, I want people to explain to me why AORL technology, or ambient retention, whatever the technology, is not obsoleted next to our technology. So we're challenging people to match something that matches that technology we have, which means you'll have to absorb at 50 lumens and 120,000. That's the hardest one we did. 120,000, you have to absorb it. Right now, since everybody's inside doing demonstrations on these ultra short throws, because again, the distance throw isn't there, that's going to be a little hard for people to do. But I'm going to challenge on ABS form. Now, when I set the site up, everything will be documented and recorded. You know why? Because then they can't say, hey, we're selling stuff. We're not selling anything, because the video we shot has no advertisement on it. Nothing at all. Not a thing. So we have all that down there as evidence. Sure that they won't accept our technology due to the fact that they're biased opinions. Do I care about that? Not really, to tell you the truth, honestly. People don't accept technology, hire technology because they're afraid of it. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. I'm watching some Finnegan Rainbow tonight. Bum, 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 bum. You're up there, you're not up there. You know which one to do you taco? I don't know. One minute up there, one minute you're not up there. Don't know what you want to do, right? Fantastic tool for painting. Crumbled up piece of paper. Just a nice flare effect. It's also fantastic when you're making flames. Sorry, that one. Nice little sloppy splatter effect. Coming up piece of paper. I like watching those documentaries they have from the 1950s and 60s. I think more 50s. It's more 50s that they have it. And they talk about basically common manners and courtesy and all that stuff like that. Gee, good gracious, that's good. That stuff, those parties are so freaking boring. So boring. Everybody's wearing suits and ties. They get all dressed up. Hey, if you're from the era, I do apologize if I offended you in any way. It's not to be disrespectful and all, but, you know, mind, different era, you know. But that was there for them. I guess that was for them, you know, wearing suits and ties all the time. Man, couldn't do it. Going to Betty Sue's party. And freaking, what was the deal with milk with everything? Everything they drank was milk. Milk is demonic. You have milk with spaghetti? That's disgusting. For me, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's nasty. That's nasty. Milk with hot dogs? Nasty. That's not even, doesn't make any sense. But anyway, yep. I guess, and they all sit around the piano and sing songs, and no, I just don't see it. But I guess, my mother's era, that was considered to be the hip thing to do. Get together with your friends, and y'all have a party, and y'all sit there and y'all sing around the piano, and, fantastic time. That's why I like watching Leave It to Beaver. It's just crazy how things were. But they were very respectful to their parents. I give you that much. They were. But then I like when people write in the comments and they go, "Oh, those are the golden years." Now, if you were African American, it wasn't. Let's not forget that one. I love when people post Molly. Those are the good old days. Now, if you're black, it wasn't. That's what I said at the end of the day. Black people, African Americans, or you want to call us in the day, time machines are no good to us. Time machine would pretty much roughly work for me if I'm in the 80s. I would do 80s on up. I'm not going in the future like for what was going on. No, I'm not going to forget that. Forget that. I think if I had a chance to go anywhere, I would stick in the 80s. I'm going to stay in the 80s. That's it. But anywhere else in the future? No. Who knows what's going on in the future right now? I don't even want to know. I really do not want to know. We can come back and the world can be inhabited by giant roaches. Nah, I'm good. You don't know what's going on in the future, no. You don't know what the future's going to bring or what's going to, whatever, But anyway, yep. Time machines are not for black people. You can't go back to the 18th century. You know what happens to an African American in the 18th century, 15th century, 14th century? Let's keep going on. No, not even the Roman Empire. No, not good. Not good. Especially if you come back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. No. No. What was it, Back to the Future? It was Back to the Future, right? The guy came back in the 50s. He was like, oh, crap. Yeah. I loved how they did Futurama. They were going through time. And right when it came up to the time when Adolf Hitler was giving off his speech, you see the guy, the scientist, go back and get this huge cannon, and he blows up that whole section, kills Hitler. And in the end, oh, that was hilarious. That was a funny part. If you saw that in Futurama, they had the time machine. It was hilarious. But yeah, he said, hold on for a minute. Wait, right here. And you hear the Pharaoh speaking in the background. He pulls up this huge, massive cannon, goes, boom, blows the whole section up. Just flash the lights. Okay, we can go now. It was hilarious. They kept repeating the same thing over and over again. He just kept blowing up the Pharaoh over and over and over again. It was just hilarious. So hold on a minute. Wait. We got to stop right here for a minute. I got something I got to do. Took him up. I used to think about that. Time travel. But then you would think about... Watch it. You would think about, like, you really technically can't really travel in time. Like I said, we had this. I got channels I go to. We had these discussions, these talks about time travel. You technically can't touch anything. You can't even interfere with nothing. You interfere with something, you don't know the repercussions of what it could cause in the future. It could cause a lot of damage in the future. Like you saw Homer, who had the time machine with the toaster. He went back to the ages of the dinosaur and he sneezed and he killed them all. Now that affected everything in the future. So you really technically can't change anything or do anything. You literally have to watch it sit there and happen. That must be the most horrible thing about being a time traveler. If there was capability, you would have to literally watch destruction all around you, or good things, whatever happens, but you can't change nothing. You can only watch. That's why they call it a time watcher. But you can't interact with it at all, period, because you will alter and change things that will mess up things in the future. It can make them worse, it can make them good. I don't know, I want to find out. What was that movie about? I forget if it's an old movie too. About an aircraft carrier that was at sea and ended up going through a rip through time. And they ended up right around the time, I think, of World War II. And they literally had the firepower to be able to stop it. And they couldn't engage. They couldn't do anything about it. They had that one dog fight when they were out. They took off. to see exactly where they're at. Everything just seemed different. The music was playing different, everything. Couldn't figure out where they're at. I'm going to watch that movie again. I forgot about that one. But anyway, they ran across some planes. I guess they were enemy planes. And of course, you're talking about F-16 versus what back then? That's nothing. Yeah, they're able to. They're asking to engage because they were trying to hit them, but they couldn't hit them. Planes are way out of their league. And yeah, they took them out. But they don't know how much that could have affected down in time. They could have triggered something else. Imagine if one of those planes would have crashed and they found that plane, the technology we'd have today. Or the enemy could have gotten that plane and think about the technology they would have had over us. See? Can't be messing around there. So, Pearl Harbor was about to hit. They could have gone in and they could have ended the whole thing with that massive aircraft carrier. But they said they can't do it. So they decided to go back through. Some of those people on that aircraft carrier had family members who died like, way back then because of that. They could have stopped it, but you can't change time. Anyway, we don't have time travel anyway. Other things have time travel. God has time travel, of course. He made time, so he has the ability to do that. I think angels may have them too. I think angels have time travel. I'm not sure. I never really looked it up. But I know angels are far more powerful than us. Of course they are. They're far more powerful than us. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine that if bottom line, when the dice was rolled, and you were never meant to be born as a human, you could have been born as a dog, a cat, anything. Can you imagine that? Because there's no, God decides who goes where and what. Can you imagine if you were basically, your life was to be an animal, or your life was to be, an angel? Just imagine that. Because there has to be angels. Someone has to be chosen to be an angel. Someone has to be chosen to be cats and dogs and animals. You have to be chosen. Your path might have not have been with your parents. Your path could have been somewhere else. See how blessed you are at the end of the day? See, you could have been anywhere else. You'd be an angel at the end of the day. Yeah, to be an angel would be wonderful right there. But if you're chosen as an animal, animals don't have souls. You know that, right? For people that are dog lovers out there, I know this is cat lovers and they're going to offend you, but you have to abide by the book, okay? You can't make things up as you go along. It doesn't work that way. They don't have souls. They don't. I love Taco to death. He's my baby boy. I do. But he's not going to heaven. It's virtually impossible. But I still love him. Ain't that right, you little monster? So he's already watching TV right now. He's just sitting there watching his TV over there. Watch his TV. He likes Mr. Bean. That's his favorite show. He knows I'm watching him. Like, get that camera out of my face. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, that's my little baby boy over there. I've had many pit bulls and cats and stuff that passed on off this earth. They return right back to the earth from which they came. Yeah. Ain't that right, baby boy? I'll have people that'll argue with me and say, nah, that's not true. But they have to accept it. It is what it is. It's God's choice. He doesn't make the decisions. He does. He makes the decisions. He does all that. Yep. He makes all those final decisions. I like to watch videos of people painting stuff with different things besides brushes. Can't wait to do the glue process. I want to do the glue process right away, but I can't. I put my layer system in. Can't do the glue process yet. Ooh, rawr, rawr. Heavens and Murgatroyd. Look at you. You're such a weirdo, I swear. Heavens and Murgatroyd. Heavens and Murgatroyd. Taco, Heavens and Murgatroyd. Alright, I like that. That's done. Heavens and Murgatroyd. Heaven's in Murgatroyd. That's his new spot now. Heaven's in Murgatroyd. You moved up to the top floor now? You're on the top floor chilling? That's your area now? Or wait till you see the Cardboard Kingdom they're building. I got 5 people coming in for the thing. They're building the ultimate cat box house. It is going to be insane. It is going to be absolutely hot. Up, zoomies. Get a command from the mothership. Wow. 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 Got the command. Your workman come get a new one coming in tomorrow. The scratching post comes in. What you doing? What you doing? Yeah, I know. New one comes in tomorrow. New one comes in tomorrow. He got a new scratching post. Had to order another one. It's coming in. He's used to using its claws all the time. I know you got a new one coming in. I got a new one coming in for you, baby boy. Got a new one coming in for you. You're going to like this one. This one's actually pretty nice, too. Got to get the cat scratching to their height, because that's how they basically their back, their muscles, all that. They stretch out. Ain't that right, baby boy? Yeah, his box system is going to be banging. Man, I can't wait till we hook this thing up. It's going to be huge. There's several level floors on it. All this cool stuff on it. We can't wait, Taco. All right, so that's all done. This is done. Let me see. Oh, man. Give me a little bit of a splatter effect there. Growl. 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 You and your growlies. You and your growlies, Taco. All about your growlies. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. You and your growlies. Round. And the meows. Growl. All your growlies. Yep. All my pit bulls, ones I raised, passed on this earth, passed off this earth, so to speak. All of them never get any dog the same name. They leave with that name. No other dog gets that name but them. Yep. Taco's name is different. A different name. Never named a cat up there some food. That's the name he chose. Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez Bird. First, I want to thank your Dominican brothers for giving you the rest of that name. Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez Bird. Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez Bird. What are you doing today? So I am doing everything. Oh, Taco Bird. Don't be a jerk, man. Be a jerk. Rawr. Oh, bite your toes. Meow. Rawr. Rawr. Dare you? How dare you touch my toadies? How dare you? No, Taco, I did not give you permission. You did not give me permission to touch your toadies. Your toadies, and how dare you touch my toadies? Got this blue in here, yellow, but I want this side to be definitely some green in here. What are we using for the green? Using this for the green? Oh, such a mess in here. It's such a mess. Get on the bus. Forget about us. I've heard that song over and over again. Never took the time to really listen to it. And one day I was working on something I was listening to. I said, "Wow, that's a very interesting song." Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell, we get up, we get our work done, right? Always working. We're doing that project, we're doing this project. And a person said that at least I don't have to work every day. I love my job. I do. I love it. I work every freaking day. You know why? I love what I do. I freaking love what I do. I'm always thinking about working with or designing projection screens. Everywhere I go, I see screens. Everywhere I go, I see it. So I love what I do. Whether I'm painting something, or building something, or figuring out how to put something together. You know, my life isn't just all screen paints. I'm studying several different forms of technology on top of that. And now getting into advertising technology, a whole different field of different forms of machines and equipment, software, different types of PCs I can build. Yeah, it never ends. I love it. Getting that hands-on experience in the garage, I can't wait till I get my own spot so I can build it myself. I like doing that type of work. Different ways of figuring out ways how to power a unit. All from nothing. So mine just does not stop at screen paint. As a matter of fact, I'm even working on a whole new product line of clothing. Yep. Going to venture out into the food industry. There's technology in the food industry, but I can do a lot of cool stuff. So since we have that technology that reads outside, imagine what we could do to a food truck and a projection screen. That means you can have dinner and a movie with our technology attached to your truck, or use it for basically advertising your products. We're allowed to go where we want to go at. And working with them holograms, man, that stuff is freaking amazing. I love working with something different. I want to start developing my own different types of screens, different type of projection screen. Not the same traditional flat screen stuck to a wall. Something different. It isn't about making the formula. Now it's about developing a whole different type of screen. A whole different shape to a screen. Something different. Get tired of the same flat looking screen every day. Want something different. Now, for those of you, at the end of the day, who don't understand how anything functions with art, and says, oh, that's not art, this is art. Art is whatever it is to be. No one art is the same, which is virtually impossible. Everybody sees a bowl of fruit differently. That's what makes art art. Everybody has a different way of how they see it and how they draw it. But to a person who is ignorant and does not know better, they would say, oh, that's not art. This is art. Yeah. That makes you ignorant. Beyond belief. But we excuse your type at the end. Nah, we excuse you. You do not know It's not your fault. That's a rich man laugh. You're like, oh my goodness. Heavens to Murgatroyd. He said it was not art. Art is whatever you make it. You don't have to be a professional artist to make art. Art is whatever you make it. Those who try to judge art do not know art. Art is all things. Sculpting, pastel paintings, clay, it doesn't make a difference. And if it came from your imagination and it was transferred here for all of us to see, and that's what makes it so beautiful. And those who cannot see this, well, are what you call trapped in the box. Because that's where you are. That's why I say young artists, never ever be ashamed of your work. Always take pride in what you do. And for those who do not like what you do, call them ignorant and move on. Don't be afraid to express yourself at the end of the day. Go out there, get yourself a YouTube channel, and express yourself. So, this is the kind of crazy stuff I build out of my artwork. I like to mix computers, cardboard, and art. That's what I build. These are my builds at the end of the day. What I like to do. And we have someone's working over there. I gotta finish that thing. I gotta get around to putting that together. There's a whole story behind this. The whole power station, the arcade system, all that stuff. You know, I got so much work to do. But anyway, so yeah. That's my artwork. I just finished and done. Actually, I'm still working on that one over there. Matter of fact, the desk is going to be art too. I'm going to turn it into an intergalactic system. Intergalactic system. I had to go back and figure out how to do the paint job on that thing. Well, that's where that's going to be. But yep. So, go out there and get yourself a YouTube channel. If you get haters on there that are mad about what you're doing, don't pay them any mind. Block them and move the freak on. That's what you do. I have this guy from India who made this bike. Real intelligent, smart man. Made this bike. It's just a little motorbike. He likes it. But jerks over there on their channel troll him all the time, saying he's a loser, he's this, that, and the other. Well, he got a little publicity over that bike. And now he's got people talking about the bike. How a self-made man made this bike out of scraps and parts he found because he wanted a motorcycle and he just couldn't afford one. But you got these jerks coming on there showing up their bikes because they can afford one at the end of the day. His bike is better than your bike any day of the week. He made that with his own hands. You bought yours. That's what makes his different and better than yours. You purchased yours. Somebody built your machine for you. He built that machine out of his own hands, with his own hands. That's what makes his bike much more special. That's why you can ride up and down the street and no one could care less because I could buy your bike tomorrow. But that bike he made, I can't buy that. That's a one-of-a-kind piece. That's why he's getting famous off of it now. There's another guy who comes in there who does these backflips all the time. It's these crazy backflips. And of course, here comes the trolls upset and angry, saying all kinds of nasty things about him. And he just now got himself a role in, I think it's Bollywood, what they call over there, as an actor. He's going to get paid really well. And you can look at the end of the day about the troll. When you start off, the troll will be angry with you, carry on and act up so you'll never make it, but then you'll make it. And then you'll buy yourself a nice car, and they'll get angry because you got a nice car. And you get a nice house, and they'll be angry because you got a nice house. And you're making plenty of money, they'll be angry. There you go. That's what they are. Meanwhile, while they're sitting up there bitter and angry at you, while you're enjoying your life that they don't even have, at the end of the day, they've already wasted time on hating on you when you've already explored your life and you're enjoying it. That's how I see the troll. And those of our trolls, you have wasted your life worrying about somebody else's business. And they're getting rich and making money. There's a weirdo contacting me from time to time. We think it's McAfee. It sounds like McAfee. Oh, by the way, you know when you talk on that machine, I told you, the buddy friend of mine, your voice can give up information on who you are. And voice recognition software, which means it can match it just by any form of database. It records your voice through cell phone or anything else. Can be picked up on it. YouTube videos, anything can be picked up on it. You'd be surprised. Technology is interesting. That's why I tell people at the end of the day, stop sticking your face in your phone and putting your phone and your fingerprint in there. You lost your mind. You're definitely. If you've done it already, more than you did the first time, you're screwed. You're screwed. Somebody will lift your prints and stick them someplace else. Your face? Oh man, you seen that face swapping technology and AI? Oh, good luck with all that mess. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, this idiot is slow. I'm gonna record him one day. You gotta hear him. He's definitely slow. He's definitely drinking something at the pool water. I don't know, out of the something at the end of the day. But he gets on there. He doesn't want to say he's gonna sue me for 100,000 million, some dumb number at the end of the day. But anyway, Buddy Boy, we know where you live at. So you know that. Remember when you called me? I told you that particular line that we have has a security unit on it that basically monitors all calls that go through. They can basically pinpoint exactly where those calls are coming from. That's what we pay for the service. We got your address. We know where you live at. Oh, ho, ho. Yes, sirree, buddy. Guess what, Buddy Boy? We're going to come see you real soon. What's the last message I left you on the phone? I said I'll see you soon, right? There you go. I won't be seeing you. Some people will be coming to see you at the end of the day. You're an old man, by the way. You should know better than that. That guy's up there like near, almost near mid-50s, late 50s, your age. Can't give out the rest of your information because that'd be doxing your address. But I know where you live at. Yep. I told you from the door. I just sat there and said the 800 number to the company you're at. We paid for a security crew to come in there because the monster we went to the last time. Yeah, you call through there, you carry on. They screen your calls. Doesn't make a difference if you call on a fake Google account. Oh, why do people do that? And if you work around computers enough, you know that's stupid at the end of the day. You know everything leads back to something, right? Everything's traceable. Everything leads back to something. If you drop your cell phone in the toilet, right, thinking that there's information on it and the police can't recover, yeah, they can recover stuff off of hard drives that's been sitting in water. All that stuff you think at the end of the day, hiding behind stuff that's going to help you basically become mass? Oh, heck no. You're already monitored. Those of you who bought freaking cameras into your home, you made it far worse. Them little AI toys they sell on Amazon, they got the face recognition software so they can read your emotions, so that way it knows how to respond to your emotions by putting these little sad, oh look, it's reading my emotion. Yeah, what else is watching you other than that camera? I got a friend of mine, he'll show you some stuff that'll make you freak out at the end of the day. Literally how he hops from camera to camera to camera through IP addresses. He bounces from camera to camera to camera. That guy can jump right in your home and watch you the entire time. You wouldn't even know he's even there. He can even manually remote control and override your cameras to control them where he wants them to go. That is the nightmare you're living in right now. That's why I explain to people at the end of the day, this is why I don't do any camera systems I install them. I put them in myself. I don't trust any form of security firms to be, what, I'm going to watch some strangers watching me walk around in my place at the end of the day? That's madness. That's crazy. But people do that. Oh, it's a show and shield. At the end of the day, they're watching us. They're not going to get there fast enough. Are you kidding me? How fast do you think they're going to get there? Please don't even get there fast enough. By the time somebody kicks in your front door, you're better off just handling that one yourself. Safe room. Yeah, right. Safe room my foot at the end of the day. I'm not running no freaking safe room. If anything, they got to find a safe room. My niece got her place set up that she hit a switch upstairs, all power goes out in that building. You're in a lot of trouble if you walk up in that building. There you can't see, but they can see you. You have no idea what kind of stuff you're walking into people's homes. But people say, oh, I got a safe room. Forget that safe room. We got A12s up in here. We got everything you could possibly think of. Black cases galore. We got all the good toys in the day. Hey, that's you at the end of the day. That's just going to be you at the end of the day. And I'm training hand-to-hand combat, so I might just skip all that, throw some goggles on, a 15-inch buck knife, and I go in. Being there throwing pennies around there, you don't even know where you're going, just hearing sounds, just running around in the dark. I'm sitting there watching you chase the pennies. Every place I moved in, I basically fortified it. Every place. The place in Haventown was the best place I ever had because of the way it was designed. From the top roof, I can literally see everything from the far block and from down here with no problem. Anything coming here and here, I can see it. And the backyard, if you go down the side, there's an area right there in the corner. I had a nest right there the entire time. Did I need it? No, I had it there because the heck I could put it there. I had a nest right there in that small little corner. When it was covered up with all that brush, it was a ghillie system set up in there. You walk down that driveway, that's it. I can literally see you. I can come right out of the side of that house, drop a ghillie on, tuck in that corner, drop down low. You come in, take your legs right out. From the roof, for where it's pointed at, any car coming around that corner, you would have to make it around that corner. If I had, I'm just leave it the way, the right type of rifle and scope, there's no way in the world you would be to make it out of the driveway to the end of that block. It'd be virtually impossible. I got a clear view of the back of your windshield. Yeah. Got to know your area when you move into a place. I know everything that I move into a place. When I first walk into a house, I know exactly what I'm going to set cameras up. I'm going to put my little, my little nesting areas, all that stuff. Got to know your area. That's what happened to a buddy of mine with 18 acres. He got lost on his own land. You know, you walk out in front of 18 acres, after a while, the trees start looking the same. Then you realize, like, okay, all right, cell phone signals. That's why I carry compass on you. Because you never know at the end of the day when you might need it. He didn't have a compass on. He walked out there from his house. Just got the house. Just got it. Walked out the door and said, hey, I wonder what's on the other side of 18 acres. And got to walking out there and got lost on his own freaking land. He's out there for 3 days. They finally found him. The farmer next door has drones. He has them for his cows. And she went over next door and explained the situation. Said, we'll find him. And they sure enough, they found him out there. He need for 3 days. So I guess whatever the freak he found out there to eat. And now, differently, he had somebody come out there and put paths out there. He got packages out there just in case if he gets caught out there. You know, he's got food and rations and all that stuff and everything in case anything happens and he gets caught out there. But he's got it carved up pretty good. So he knows exactly where he's at when he's back there. I said, what the frick would you think? He said, I didn't think at the end of the day. I thought, you know, I'd just come back and go back in the same way I came back in. But then you get out there and you got to remember, which way did you start? Yeah, that's craziness. So I know people, I bumped into customers where I have 120 acres. Like, how the freak do you keep track of 120 acres? I want 200, but I'm not freaking walking out there. I have a crew come in and monitor that area, go through it, map it out, so we know where everything's at. I don't want to put trail cameras in. I regret putting trail cameras. I've seen the crazy stuff that pops up on trail cameras. Mind, like I said, we're not alone on this planet. I don't want to see anything. I really don't. If it's out there running around, let it run out there somewhere. Leave me the frick alone. But yeah, survival packages, all that. That stuff out there, you never know. You know, you get trapped up there, something happens. Anything happens. You can be out there working, you can break your leg out there. Anything can happen. Satellite radios, or CB satellite phones. I've seen the satellite phones. I might even get one of those. Give me a satellite phone. Yeah, crazy stuff, man. But anyway. By the 200 acres, I'm not going to use all 200 acres. No. I'm going to use the other half of that for, I don't know, whatever's living on there. It's there. They're protected while they're on there. And I'm going to take probably 3 acres for myself. I'm going to have one section of it cleared out because I want it cleared. I don't want any brush before you get to the house. I want to be to see clear pasture. Anything that walks up, I can see you. I can spot you. I don't want any trees or anything like pop up and there you are coming out of a tree. No, we don't need that. And I want that hive system put in. I'm definitely getting that. You ever seen the hives? The drone hives? Oh my goodness. I know. It's crazy because the whole AI thing, but I need them. They're the only things that can cover that much land that fast and that quick, and they communicate with each other, which I want those. My niece got them on her land. She got hives in there, the drone hives. That's what I want. And she has 108 acres. And I'm like, how do you monitor all this? And she said, I got drones that do it. What the drones capture something, bring back something jacked up. Like, what the freak is that? Like, okay, definitely gonna have to send something out to take care of that problem. Yeah, she got drones out there. Monitor that whole section. I'm getting drones put in too. I was doing some testing at the house with that top floor. I was building drones that could leave, circle the house, come back in and dock. So I was going to turn that whole entire section up there into a nest so the drones could leave, take off, and come back in. And the drones that we're building were jet black. They didn't have any form of light indicators on them. You can't see it, quiet rotors. They don't make any noise when they take off and when they land. You wouldn't even know it was even out there. That's why I was interested in that Venta Black. That Venta Black on a drone? Oh my goodness. That would be absolutely amazing. You wouldn't even see that thing. Because what people understand, people say, well, it's black. No, what the Venta Black does, it removes all detail. There's no detail there. That's why they painted that BMW with it. There was no detail in the car. You couldn't even tell it was even there. So that thing was driving down the street at night, you wouldn't see it. There's nothing there to outline it. That's like if somebody takes your face and they remove all the features off of it. You can't see the face. That's literally what that stuff does. I'm surprised the military didn't get hold of their hands on that stuff. Because that would have been fantastic. The Blackbird coated and Venta Black. You know how amazing that would be? See, that's the reason why I couldn't. That would be an amazing piece of technology coated with that. Or the stealth bomber? Oh yeah, that'd have been crazy. I wonder why the military never bought and invested into that. Maybe they got their own. Yeah, they probably got their own stuff with them there. Who knows? Still, that'd have been cool. No, we have the Venta Black. When I first saw that, I thought that was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The Venta Black. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you turn cardboard into wood? How do you make it look like wood? It's easy to do, very easy to do. Do 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 do. How do you make a golf ball look like a hard piece of candy? It's easy to do. I gotta show you how to do that. How to make candy. It's not real candy. First of all, how to do it. So simple how to do it. You'd be surprised when you walk through a store, the things that are sitting there staring you in the face, the cool stuff you can make from it, it's unbelievable. Home Depot is Minecraft all day long. That's what it is. Home Depot Lowe's is Minecraft. I see the guys that walk in there, I see the mechanical gears start moving back and forth, like, yeah, I'm gonna build something pretty cool in here. Some people are not good with building with their hands, but hey, you learn. You learn. Everybody learns. Everybody. Well, try it, see what happens. You never know. Everybody can build. You're like, I can't build anything. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can swing a hammer. You can build. That's something you tell yourself that you can build. What you can do? Yes, you can. You can do. A couple of sticks, some zip ties, and a tarp. You can make yourself a nice, cool shelter. Start it high in the front, sloping in the back. So when the rain comes down, it pours right down. Build yourself a nice little banquet that pushes up in the back. Make a little area where the water can come down and channel it someplace else. So that way it doesn't build up and pour back into your whatchamacallit, into your sleeping bag. Yep. So all you gotta do, make your sticks higher in the front. And just use gravity. Basically, when that rain kicks up, it's gonna hit the roof. It's gonna pour right down the side of it. And make yourself a nice little embankment, so make a little trail for it to travel down right down the side. That way you can build up a nice puddle and flush back into your tent and you wake up soaking wet. What happened? What went on? You flooded your own tent. Do 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 do. That's why I like to do the camping trips. You have to make your own tent. We do those. Make your own tent. Get yourself a buck knife and a tarp and some zip ties, and you make your own freaking tent. Why buy it? You build it yourself. But people would rather go glamping. Glamping? What's glamping? It's funny because we were just talking about that too. On top of that, we were talking about they want to do glamping. Like, what's glamping? I've never heard of that before. Oh, that's what people live in a luxury tent. They bring their TVs and their computers and all that stuff. But that's not really camping. Now, if you're older and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And you don't really got the body to be laying on the ground and all that stuff. Yeah, I can see that 100%. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? And I guess you have to try it every once in a while. I mean, some people like it all. But I'd rather just rough it, man. You learn more when you basically got to figure it out for yourself. That's what I figured at the end of the day. I mean, if it's already there for me, that kind of makes it easy for me. But if I have to do it myself, I'd rather do it myself. I'd rather work for it. That'd be me at the end of the day. Here, take your flintstone. It's a flintstone, it's flint. Flint. Brooklyn. 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 Interesting. I got people in Brooklyn. People in the Heights. Up in the Heights. The Bronx. And people just everywhere in New York. I got people over in Spanish Harlem. Let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something. I used to design my own Halloween costumes back in the day. I don't do it anymore now, but I used to do it back in the day. While it's drying, I used to put my own Halloween costumes. At one point, I got so good at it, I started to come to my friend's house for free, just to scare the crap out of the kids, because it was funny. I actually did my friend's costume too. Let's see. Where are we at on this? I didn't restart this thing. Where's my, whatchamacallit? Got an update coming in for that. Did we just restart this thing somewhere? I am not seeing my icon here. Ugh. Where are you on here? So yeah, stop buying games. Oh, matter of fact, there's a game that was supposed to launch. I gotta go check on PC and see where that thing is at. I'm gonna be buying this game. It better launch, man. I've been waiting for this game for the longest freaking time. I want this game because this game you get to destroy everything. Everything. Oh, oh, oh. But he's just known for screen paints. No, I used to do Halloween costumes. I do all that crazy stuff. This is when I was back in the day. My favorite character was Death. So let's show you one of the costumes I did. Restore? Yes, restore. What the heck did you go out to begin with? Alright, let me see. Let's see if we can figure out where we're at. We'll pull up us. Day. G. Me. And we'll put in. Let's see. Best way to find it. Halloween.
According to Wikipedia, Halloween, or Halloween, is a celebration observed in many countries on the 31st of October, the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day.
So when I told you I should develop some crazy, crazy costumes, yeah, I've had just about everything you name. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I made them all myself. There I am in Halloween 2014. I actually did my friend's costume too. I went as Death. Wait a minute, let's get this down. You can see a little better. There you go. That's me. And the sickle I'm carrying is real. I had to go to a farmer's market to find that thing because, again, everyone easy to find. Real 100% sickle. But yeah, that's me right there. I was going to a Halloween party up in New York City. And his costume, designed his costume too. So he basically died of Ebola, and I came to come pick him up. Yeah, yep. 2014. When I go all out, I go all out. And people looking at me as walking through a graveyard with that thing on. That sickle was real. I mean, literally, I could take your head off with that thing. But to make sure no one got hurt at the party, I had to coat it with a rubber cement so the blade would be, I couldn't cut anybody. I'm walking around the thing behind my neck. I turn, I can take someone's head off with it. So I did his costume, I did mine. He went to New York City with me. Yep, we don't celebrate Halloween anymore. We gave it up. But anyway, yeah. That's some of the stuff that I did. Oh, yeah. So the costume, basically, when I got it, the mask and everything was nice, but I had to do a paint job on it. It needed more detail, more features to it. The whole nine, that's a sickle. I had to go to a farmer's market way out in the middle of Quakertown to pick that thing up. But I had to do a whole paint job. That whole thing glowed in the dark. Yep. And that's me right there. Wearing the mask with the lights on, with the lights off, the black lights. That's what it looked like when I got done with it. Because they had the entire place I was haunting had black lights in it. I requested black lights in the hallway, and I wanted to put strobes in, but the strobes had to be timed. So when I walked, I was walking in slow motion. I was actually walking regular. So I did this, haunted his house for him. There we go. Yeah, some crazy stuff. Yeah, walk down the hallway and see that thing pop up on you. Yeah, I scared every kid out of that house. Oh, it was hilarious, man. The adults were cracking up. We had a ball. But yeah, the kids had a good time. Everybody had a good time. Went in there and just haunted the entire house. So had some fun. But that's one of my favorite characters is Death. One of the parties when I was over at mind you, I wasn't a Christian. I was a Christian, but I was still doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing. I don't practice anymore. I gave up Halloween. Yep. But one of the parties I was at, I was basically handing out death certificates. I had a friend of mine who worked at a morgue, and he had made me death certificates for people like choking to death or some weird stuff at the end of the day. And I took the paper and I burned a little bit and smeared those. I looked, it was actually kind of old, and I kind of put them in little scrolls, and I was passing them out to people at the party. Is it a car accident? I'm gonna die of a car accident? Thanks, Ken. You're like, you're welcome. I even had one that had a voice box on it, like the megaphone system. So when I talk, my voice would echo, and so that way this would actually hang a little better on my head. I had a metal scaffold in there put in there, so basically like made out of heavy pipe cleaner, so it would drape over just right. Even down to the bottom area, I had them cuffed. And the first one I had them cuffed, so that way when the fans that I had connected to the battery vest would hit, it would make it look like my feet were actually moving, like they're floating. Man, I had a ball with that, man. I had so many different death costumes, it's not even funny. Yep. The 1 year, me and 6 of my friends went as Call of Duty. Yeah, weapons were real. I was carrying real weapons. Nothing was loaded, nothing was in it, but my weapons were real. I had an AR-15 I was carrying. My handgun was real. All that was real, but nothing was loaded. We carry real props every time we go through, but everything else was just basically, was fake. And AIDS also was fake and stuff like that. But we went as Call of Duty with 6 of us went as Call of Duty. We had a ball with that, and my friend went as a Juggernaut. He was a big guy. You got definitely to be the Juggernaut. So we had a ball doing that one. We did Call of Duty Zombies. Did that one already. Alien versus Predator, Gears of War. We did all those things, man. Had a ball doing it. But like I said, that's my old life. Don't do that anymore. Oh my goodness, that's an antique doll I got. Woo! I have to collect vintage toys. That's one of my vintage toys I have to collect. A 1963 as a vintage doll. Oh man, doesn't that look creepy at the end of the day? There you go. I got it for a friend of mine. Huh. I wonder if that's still there. Yeah, it's a vintage 1963 Goldberg American Doll Factory, still in mint condition. Yep, I have one of those. I had a couple of them. I found a place who had them in mint condition in the box. A friend of mine, she wanted one. She was talking about this doll she wanted when she was a little girl, and I had 3 of them in my collection. I gave her one of them. The other one I gave my mom because she was a collector. Oh, there's another one of my freaking crazy masks that I did. This one had actual screws sticking out of it. If I were to headbutt you with that thing, you were done. But it wasn't for that, it was for fun. So I had to do all the teeth. All this was done in a blue fluorescent glow, and the teeth had to be done in this high white glow. Again, haunting another house for a friend. I never did clowns. The reason I never did clowns are jacked up. They freak me out. So, if you ever decide to walk up me with a clown, prepare to go to the hospital, because I will beat the stuffing out of you. Like literally. I'm not going to run from you. I'm going to beat the stuffing out of you. I had friends of mine, they said, what if I come as a clown and I jump at you? You're going to the hospital. I'm going to beat the crap out of you. I'm going to use full contact on you. I'm going to try to hurt you pretty bad. Not intentionally, I just have a fear of clowns. So bottom line, if you jump as a clown and think I'm going to run from you, no, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to beat the stuffing out of you. You want to see what martial arts really looks like up close in person? I'm going to literally beat the crap out of you. I might break your arms in the process because I lose my temper on that time. You don't do that nonsense in the day. And that's not going to scare me. I'm not going to run from you. I'm going to beat the snot out of you. Make you regret that decision. I might be collecting a check when I get done with you. That's why I warn, like, never do that, ever. It doesn't go that way for me. It doesn't go as I run from you. No, I turn around and I come towards you. That's what happened when we went to the circus. A little incident happened over there where the clown went to jump up in my face. I learned that one the hard way. Don't do that with Mr. Bird. Don't jump in my face. I'm afraid of you. If I tell you at the end of the day that, look, I got a fear of clowns, and you back up a little bit, and you don't back up, it's your problem at the end of the day. I'm going to mess you up. So, yeah, that's why I never dress as clowns. A lot of people have phobias of clowns at the end of the day. And if you send me a picture of clowns that bother me, no, it doesn't bother me at all. It's in person that triggers me. So if you think, oh, I'm some clown, no. What do you think I am at the end of the day? I'm what, 5? No. That thing where you dress like a clown, you come towards somebody like you're supposed to afraid you. I'm not gonna run from it. I'm actually gonna come towards you. So you better be hoping I'm carrying rubber rounds on me. On that getting up and running, I'm coming in your direction at the end of the day. Forget that. Just at the end of the day, people think, oh, there's no such thing as ghosts. So that's a human being behind that at the end of the day. So guess what? Enjoy the broken arm. Snap that thing in a way you'll never use it again. Oh, these blades, man, yeah. I got this blade for cheap. It was cool looking. So it was a blade, and inside of it had blood. It was so cool. I actually posted this. A whole bunch of people bought these things too. That was one of the coolest blades I've ever seen. I don't think I'll probably find another one of them. I don't even know what I did with that thing. But that was one of the coolest blades. It literally had blood inside of it. But I don't need for that stuff anymore. Like I said, I don't use that stuff. I don't do Halloween anymore. I gave up Halloween. And that's when you're worshiping something else. It's not God's holiday at all, period. And God's not about ghouls and goblins and all that stuff. So, nah. But yeah, those are my Halloween years. I did go as one of the most creepiest Halloween costumes I ever did. I actually did go as a clown one time. I had a female paint my face up. She was from Universal Studios. She did all that kind of like crazy horror stuff at the end of the day. And that was the most freakiest costume ever. You imagine being a fear of clowns and you're dressed like a clown? That's the best all-time hype ever. A fear, adrenaline rush, whatever you call it, the best. And I told people at the party, do not take pictures. I'm not walking in front of mirrors. I walked past a couple of store windows. I couldn't even look in the windows. I didn't want to know what I looked like. But she said it was horrifying. But I knew for a fact that the looks on other people's faces that she did a fantastic job. And I seen a couple of people cover their kids' faces. So I don't know what she made me look like, but I heard it was horrifying. But I thought that was the best costume. What better costume to have than to be afraid of the very costume that you're in? That was the best adrenaline hype ever. Even when I took it off, I didn't even look at it. I had somebody come in and they took it off me. I kept my eyes closed the entire time. Yeah, that was the best costume ever. That's like dressing like a spider and you have arachnophobia. Which, again, that would be a cool costume. Because the whole purpose of Halloween is being afraid. What better to be afraid of your own self at the end of the day? That was fun. That was a good one right there. The Alien vs. Predator was fun. That was a good one. We did that one. My buddy's a bodybuilder. He did Gears of War because they had the built for it and all that. So we had some fun. They go out and take their kids trick-or-treating, and after they had their fun, we go home and get suited up. The kids go back and they go watch the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and they have a Halloween party for them. And then we go to the party after that and go meet up at my buddy over at downtown, and we all hook up and we go to New York City. So that year I was taking my buddy with me because he never got a chance to go. And I said, I'll dress you up. You can have a Halloween costume. So we went to the thrift store. I made his whole entire costume out of the thrift store. He was a zombie. He was a guy who basically had a whole entire story behind it. He was working late at night. There's this plague that was going on. He was working on a couple of bodies. He was about to call his wife and report home. And one of the guys jumped up and caught him in the neck. And that's how he changed. Pretty cool, huh? Yep. He even had a death certificate and everything in his pocket. But he was a doctor. Oh, man, we had some fun, man. Well, that's that. And now he's in the military. That little guy right there, yep, he's in the military. Joined the service. I hear from him from time to time. I got to reach out to them. I know one of the brothers. I got to reach out to him, see how they're doing. Yeah, he's in the military now. But that was crazy because we had a graveyard right across the street, and I was walking around, and I see people look out the window and they shut the window, look out the window curtains. So So I thought that'd be hilarious, just walk around. And before we go to the party, go out there and walk around the graveyard as a death. I got out the other end of the room. I was like, you ain't right. There's something wrong with you. You're just not right. Like, that's the costume you would choose. We walk around the graveyard. I said, yeah, it's hilarious. We had some fun with it. Do a Halloween party for them before I left. And those were the people that I was staying with. And I went in and threw a Halloween party for the kids over there for them. And then that was the older brother. He went with me up to New York City. So I was watching him. He had a ball up there too. Got a chance to meet some people up there and had some fun and stuff like that. And that was great. And one year I went to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I had a real chainsaw on me. And the woman was like, that chainsaw real? I was like, you want that table? She was like, not really. And I cut that sucker right in half. That was fun. The chainsaw was heavy, by the way, too. I had the smaller one too. It's still freaking heavy. I carried around all day long. The guy went dressed as what, even a Toy Story? Yeah. His revolvers were real. They were real. They were blanks in it, but they were real. I was like, those are real? Because I knew they weren't fake. There's no way in the world. They look so real. Like, those are real? He said, yeah, they're real. I said, what the freak? He said, your stuff real? I said, yeah, it's real. He said, well then. Touche, my friend. Touche. We had a ball. But nope, no more. No more Halloween parties. All that's done. I'm done with all that. You know, shouldn't have been doing it to begin with, but, you know, got caught up in it all. Now, I just don't do Halloween anymore. I just basically, well, the only thing I do on Halloween is I basically get some candy, because, you know, I like candy at the end of the day. Some candy and ginger snaps, and may order me a pizza or something like that. And I go and I watch The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and what's that joint called? What is the name of it? Legend of Sleepy Hollow. But the one I watched is basically the Disney version. That's basically about it. That's as far as it goes. Yep. My mother was different. She was a Christian woman, but she did allow us to make our own path. She did allow us to celebrate Halloween. We got a chance to celebrate Halloween. We dressed up and all that stuff. But as we got older, we knew about the Bible and all. But as we got older, we made our own decision. And we mothers made the decision, no. Now, some of the other ones who basically are more closer, we're in the church, you know, they're more in the church. They don't at all. The kids never did Halloween. But my mom gave us the opportunity to experience it. And we had to make the decision as we got older. And I made the decision when I got older. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it anymore. I'm good. You know, I gave it up. And then I went back into it and did some hauntings and stuff like that, and costumes and stuff like that. And after a while, I was like, I came in, I was like, this don't feel right. Like, it don't feel right. I'm supposed to be a man of God, and I'm dressed up like death. Like, no, this is not. I'm done. Retired. Threw the whole costume in the trash. I was done with it. I was the end of it. Well, she did give us the opportunity. You know, we knew that Jesus Christ was the real reason of Christmas, but she allowed us to have Santa Claus. But we knew the reason why. We knew Santa Claus was just a thing of entertainment. You know, that, you know, yeah, man's going to come down the chimney and give us toys. We did believe that when we were kids, but we also knew that Jesus Christ was God. So she did allow us to be able to think a little outside the box. Instead of cutting that out of our childhood, she allowed us to be able to explore that. And as we got older, then we realized, you know what I mean? We're just having fun with Santa Claus, but really it's about Jesus. Yep. So she did a great job. I wish you can go back, but you can't go back. I don't miss my mother. I don't. People say, you miss her? Like, no, I don't miss her. She's home. She went home. She is where she's supposed to be. Home. Happy home. Can't be sad for somebody who's happy. My time comes, I go too. Yep. I get a chance to see her face and say, hey, Mom, what's up? How you doing? I'll say, I'll see Jesus first. Say, hey, Jesus, how you doing? I'm so happy to be home. But while I'm here, I'm going to do his job. His job is basically for me to help people find Jesus, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use the money and technology and whatever I have to do, he blessed me to have to do it. That's what I'm going to do with it. It isn't about people at the end of the day, you know, people are like, oh, it's about screens. It ain't about screens. It's not. Just know it's not about screens. You know, it's not. I don't want to talk on camera about this, that, and the other, but technically when you get down to it, it ain't about that. It's about using the money that we're blessed to get from this technology to be able to help other people out, but let them know at the end of the day it all comes from God. And that's why I want to work with the churches up here to bring the community tighter together. I want to work in basically drug rehab programs to get people off these drugs and get their lives together so they can be saved. People can't be saved in the situations that they're at right now. There's no way in the world. My biggest fear is someone dying off this planet and not basically being saved. Because then I know where you're going. I want you to go to that place at all, period. I don't care. You can be my worst enemy and hate my guts every single day. I still don't want to see you go to hell. Now, I might have to take it to court and all that because I got to do what I got to do. That becomes a part of it. That gets you to stop doing dumb stuff. But all in all, do I want to see you go to hell? Heck no. I don't want to see anybody go to hell. That's why I warn you. Stop listening to that devil. Stay away from him. You know, you got to stay away from him. Stop listening to him. The minute he talks to you, he's already planning, already from the door. I'll tell you, if you saw the things that I saw and witnessed the stuff that I saw, you wouldn't be following those things. You really wouldn't be. You wouldn't be following them. You had no idea what you followed. Right, keep it close to God. Close to God as close as you possibly can. I hear saying, but Mr. Burr, you were just talking about basically, yeah, I got to defend my house at the end of the day. You walk up in my house on my property, I got to defend myself. I can't just let you walk in there and harm my family and my people at the end of the day. I want to do what I got to do. I'm not going to try to put you in the earth, but I want to make sure at the end of the day, you're not going to be successful in what you've done, and you will regret your decision. But at least you'll still be functioning. There are other people that are different. I got people in my family that are straight up hardcore military. You will not be walking off that property. That's all to it. Once you come up there, you have already extinguished your life source. They're those type of people. Good luck running. Some of them are actually extremely good with sniper rounds. So good. Run as far as you want. You won't get that far. They'll wing you. They might just wing you enough just to bleed you out. Yeah, they'll track you. That kind of stuff at the end of the day. I got some other ones in my family that are something else. But me at the end of the day, that's why I stopped carrying hollow points. I used to carry hollow points, impact rounds, all that stuff. And I got to thinking, I was in the car one day, I was like, man, if I hit somebody with one of these things, even though I'm defending myself and I got to protect myself at the end of the day, what if that person dies? I'm responsible for that. That person won't make it to heaven because of me. Even though if their intentions were to hurt me, still, they're going to go to a place at the end of the day that they'll never, ever be able to recover from. Never, ever. I can't be responsible for that, so that's why I started carrying rubber rounds on me, and rubber rounds and pepper rounds on me. That's what I carry on me. So that way, if I hit somebody with something, or you're going to be in a lot of pain, a lot of pain, but it's your life. And I'll pop up at the hospital, and I'll give you a Bible and say, hey, look, got to find God. You know, it is what it is. It's your life. Because there's no point in me just basically putting one in you and then basically don't show up. I got to come up there and help you. Say, look, man, at the end of the day, look, didn't have to come down this way at the end of the day. But here's the Bible. If you don't basically read this, Satan's going to try to put it into you. Now imagine if I was somebody who did carry live rounds. You would have been gone. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So I make sure all my stuff is, I got my paperwork, everything that I have at the end of the day. That's what happened to that guy, YouTuber, who was having a problem with somebody And they came to his address, and he fired around in the air. Big mistake. Big mistake. That bullet could have came down, could have killed somebody. That's what happened up here in Philadelphia. That's why they have strict rules in Philadelphia. You fire a round up in there, you're going to jail. Because that's what happened. They're out there celebrating, firing rounds off, and this kid was somewhere else, someplace, and a bullet came down and killed him. They didn't trace where it came from, who did it. But anyway, he fired off a round in the air to scare the guy. Yeah, you go to jail for that. And on top of that, he wasn't licensed to carry. That was what were you thinking? You know what I mean? Just got it on camera. You got him on camera on your property. You know, contact the police, have the police go out there and handle it. That's what they do. That's what he should have did. He should have contacted the police. Number one, he's trespassing. He's on his property. He could have got him good. Could have sued him and everything. The whole 9 yards. Threw him in jail and everything. But nope, he go outside with a firearm and fire a round up in the air. Big mistake. And even though the guy was on his property, he was charged with trespass and stuff like that. That's not the charge. It's a lighter charge than getting hit with basically firing a round off in the air, and you ain't got the license to be carrying it. Even if you got a license to carry it anyway, you still can't fire it in the air. Somebody breaks into your home and they're running. The minute you walk out that door, you're going to jail. You can't do that. You got people walking around out there. You can't be doing that. Handle that situation when you're inside, but not outside. I had an officer tell me about that one time. He said, yeah, you can't do that. I got in trouble one time, and I saw the guy on camera. The dog went off, so I was sitting there barking him over the balcony, and he's determined to take my barbecue grill. Climb over my gate and take my barbecue grill. So I leaned over the side and I fired a round off. And he dropped the car and jumped over. But officers down the hall, down the street, saw the muzzle flash, came up and knocked on my door, and they were about to arrest me for that. And I was like, well, I'm licensed to carry so-and-so. And I fired it downward, and I fired in my own yard at the end of the day. So, you know, I just let it go, pretty much, you know. I just sat there and just let it go. When you live in the, people don't understand. People say, well, that's, no, you don't live in the hood. You know what hood cops are at the end of the day? Hood cops are people who know other people in the neighborhood at the end of the day. Sometimes they let some things would just slide and go. That's it. Or don't make see it happen again. Next time you do it, you know what I mean? Just, you know, call us. I'm going to call you. By the time I call you, my grill's going to be gone at the end of the day. You going to pay for my new grill? I just go, yeah, okay. That's basically about it. But deep down inside, I'm thinking, you're going to pay for my grill if they take my grill? You see the pit bull's hit over top the side, you're going to sit there and still try to take the grill? So, yeah, that's why I got in trouble. So that's why I say you can't be outside firing rounds off up and down a block. You could hit somebody, hurt somebody. All right, we're going to put my whatchamacallit here. I think I'm done with this paint job on here. Oh, so I got to do finish the glow on it. The glow has to be on the line. Where's more glow? We need more glow. I need more cowbell. I need more cowbell. I should build me a cowbell PC. I need more cowbell. Can never have enough cowbell. I need more cowbell. I'm gonna have to wear one. I like it. I'm gonna basically do the glow next tomorrow. Ugh, man. Yep. Yeah, that's something I did. So like I take my grill, I fired a round off, and it was right in my backyard. That's why I pointed it downward, shot it right in the ground to scare him. Because he didn't listen. I told him 4 or 5 times, yo, you might want to put that down. I'm going to take it anyway. Okay. I'm going to play that game, but I just got my Glock. Fired a round off, and he dropped in and jumped over the gate and left. But funny thing about it, when I fired it, they're never around. The minute you fire for a round, here comes the cops right there. But good thing it was cool, and I knew one of them. You know what I mean? They're neighborhood cops at the end of the day. I knew one of them. He was like, okay, just don't let it happen again. I was like, okay, cool. That was the end of that. But if I had walked outside and went, boop, 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 I went to jail. Definitely would have went to jail. Because anybody can put other people's lives in danger. Oh, you finished all that strawberry milk. Finished his milk, his strawberry milk. Where's he? Oh, he's laying over there now. Taco, where you at? I gotta put the whole cushion up there for you, man. You don't want to let them put the whole cushion up there for you? Stripey, man? I'm gonna put a cushion up there for you. Mama, get your little bed to put up there. Maybe comfortable on the box. I don't know. I'm gonna put a whole cushion up there for you. So you can sit there and chill. Put a memory foam cushion up there for him. That's my old life. That person don't exist no more. He is dead. Dead, dead, dead. But when I was back in that neighborhood and I was getting in trouble, a couple times I got in trouble. But nah, that changed and everything. Oh, that changed. And when I take him out, I'm carrying. I'm always carrying when I take him out. But I think I said I carry non-lethals now. When I take him out, I always carry my non-lethals. You know, people do this. I'm stupid. There's some dumb stuff like that nonsense around the park. And I don't know. I never said. I haven't bumped neither one of them, which is I find odd. Because I used to bump into people multiple times downtown. I haven't bumped into either one. If they see me and they're not walking toward me, but I haven't seen either one of them. But I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You got a dog like that, and that woman don't even know them. At first, I thought they were all together. She was deliberately taking that dog and trying to scare that woman like that. Couldn't believe that nonsense. Come on now. And she's doing like that, making the dog's ears pop up and everything. Intimidate that woman. They walked up there now and zipped my bag. I said, yeah, you want to play? I don't play no games at the end of the day. I carry too, buddy. You ain't had nothing on him, but I carry. I zipped and pulled it right to the side. Yeah, I carry. Yeah, take your dog across the street before you get yourself hurt. And he walked across the street. I was walking right up and said, yeah, I better not see you. Cause that ticked me off at the end of the day. I'll catch you with your dog, you got a problem at the end of the day. I catch him on, oh yeah, I'm trying to prey on that one. Because I know myself at the end of the day. I catch him, I'm probably going to hit him. Because that's some dumb thing. You're sick on a woman? Because they're trying to be tough. Oh yeah, I can't stand people like that. That's why pit bulls get bad names as it is. That's why the dogs get bad names. Because the owners don't know how to treat them right. And the dogs weren't vicious. You could tell they weren't vicious. And that German Shepherd that came around the corner, that sucker was something else. That sucker lunged at me. I just looked at him like, yeah, nice dog. But yeah, that dog would have tried to kill me. That was a nice one right there. But not them. They weren't made that way. They just make them that way because they're pit bull. They try to use their reputation to intimidate. Stop doing that nonsense. You know how hard it is for people to get into apartment complexes and stuff like that? Even on planes, it's hard to get pit bulls on planes. And I've met so many gentle creatures at the end of the day with pit bulls. It's just sometimes you meet some people who have these dogs that don't deserve them. They really don't. They're not deserving of the dog. But yeah, I had only 2 incidents since I've been up here, and I've had Taco on my back, and I've had somebody walk over the dog, and I had to say, I had to look at him and say, you think, is it worth it? Because, you know, you can get hurt right now if it's worth it. Guarantee you won't come near that cat. I guarantee you, bar none, you will not get near that cat. You will see exactly what I'm made of. That's my baby bear right there. And you can say anything you want about it. I don't care. That's just words at the end of the day. But you come near that creature at the end of the day, you'll see a side of me you wish you never saw before. I ain't the biggest bad guy on the planet. I'm nothing like that. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not that person. I'm not. I'm a gentle soul. I stay to myself. I got a nice little bubble I stay in. I keep to myself. You trigger me, you got a lot of problems. Other than that, I treat everybody with respect. Everyone I see down in Allentown, the first thing I say is, love your dog. Love your dog. Love your dog. Love your dog. I see some beautiful dogs. Oh my goodness. I finally seen those things. Somebody said somebody had them in the neighborhood. I didn't believe it. What's it? Part poodle and part retriever? Man, them things are huge. Oh my goodness. They call them cadoodles or whatever they call. Yeah, I was coming back from the store. She had 2 of them. She had a black one and a white one. Those dogs are big. My goodness. And she had 2 of them. Oh my goodness, some dogs are beautiful. I got to get me a Change Daily Walk and Talk to meet the dogs or something. Because I bump into people's dogs all the time. I actually know a lot of people. I meet them by their dogs. They were just 2 jerks at the end. They were 2 jerks, and a young boy with the pit bull. But the pit bull, you can see, wasn't vicious. But I had Taco on my back. And he was looking at, like, I said to him, I said, whatever's on my back, it's not your concern. It's going to put you in the hospital. And he just went in a different direction. Yeah, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to put you in the hospital. I'm going to beat the daylights out of you. come near that cat. That cat ain't bothering you. You don't bother the cat. That's how it goes. Is there anybody else got a dog? You walking a dog out there, and somebody's coming there to hurt your family at the end of the day? How you gonna handle that? You're gonna take care of that. There you go. Those you don't take care of that, you don't deserve the animal to begin with. Animals automatically gonna protect you. You protect the animal too. Ain't that right, Taco Bear? Right, Taco Bear is connected. Yeah, problems at the end of the day. Touch that cat at the end of the day. Anyway, so yeah, what you fighting now? You're always fighting something. Always fighting something. But I have jerks on YouTube go, oh, you can say what you want. He's a cat at the end of the day. He don't know what you said. He don't care. I don't care if he's a cat and he don't care. You're just an idiot. That's all you are. Pretty much. That's all you are. If you feel like you're a big man because you want to threaten a cat or say something at the end of the day, that don't bother me. That's you at the end of the day. But keep in mind, that animal right there at the end of the day, that came from my Lord and Savior. That's how I got Taco. I prayed on him and I got him. So that's between you and God at the end of the day. So good luck with that one. Ain't that right, Taco Bear? Meow. 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 Why you give me like sarcastic eyes like, buddy, y'all don't understand a word you're saying or whatever. But anyway, them two dogs are big. You can't have one of those. We can't get one of those. That's too big of an animal for you. I'm going to get him a Chihuahua. He wants a dog. Oh, you know, a French Bull Terrier. A French Bull Terrier, Taco. You would get along perfectly with a French Bull Terrier. I might call him Guacamole. Guacamole and Taco. Guacamole and Taco. That'd be awesome. Call him Guacamole. What's up, Guacamole? Guacamole and Taco. Oh, man. It'll be dry on the side. I don't know what I'm going to do. This glow. I'm going to paint the glow for a little bit to tell you honestly. I know it's late, but I'm going to paint this glow. Shine through. My non-lethals. My non-lethals. You're here jumping around having fun. But pretty soon, people. Pretty soon. All right. Pretty soon. I'll be on the path to my new beginning. Pretty soon. Pretty soon. What I put that whatchamacallit? I put it over here. I'll be on my path to my new beginning. I've been playing that game called Fall Out Guys with my friends. Oh, that game is funny as on the world. That game is funny as on the world. I think that was an old game, but I finally only play with my own people. At the end of the day, I don't play with anybody else. Oh, that thing is hilarious, man. Young Moolah, baby. All right, how are we gonna do this? Put a little bit of this in that. I'm gonna get another container. I should have got the big one. I'm gonna get a big one. What? That's Taco. Taco, that's you? That's Taco on my mind. Got me thinking every time. Taco, you got me on my mind. Got me thinking every time. That's Taco. Huh? Taco, taco. Taco, taco, taco. What? Lord's been good. That means I've never been tempted to cross that path. God has had my back. That's one of the things I had a problem with the apartment. That's why I said, when I do my apartment complex, I'm not going to have no freaking, all the floors got to be soundproof. They got to be soundproof. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how you freaking do it in an apartment where people can hear you from top. Oh, heck no. That stuff got the freak on my nerves, man. I don't know how people do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can hear people walking around and stomping and making noise and all that stuff. No, I can't do that. No. I understand some people, a house and all that rent's kind of expensive. I know it is. I know, but I couldn't do it. Man, that triggered off every side of me at the end of the day. You can have had fights easy can break out in an apartment. Because, you tell somebody to shut it up, and then they're making all this noise. And you got a next door neighbor blasting his music, and he's making noise. And then they don't listen to you when you tell them to be quiet. But now you got to enforce it. And enforce it means somebody's going to have to get hurt at the end of the day. That's what that comes down to. If you keep on talking about it, they're going to think they're taking you as a joke. Now you got to enforce it. Now you're forced to enforce it. Now that person got to worry about coming home and the place they pay rent from because somebody wants to kick their behind. It's just crazy, dumb nonsense at the end of the day. It's just all dumb nonsense. All that can be prevented by just putting in soundproofing. That's it. That'll cut down a lot of complaints, a lot of problems. Just some basic soundproofing. They could have did that. But they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money. That's the problem. They don't want to spend that money. It costs too much money to put in soundproofing. That would save so much of a headache. Kids are going to run around. That's what kids do. They run around. That's what they don't do. But I never had a place try my patience like that apartment tried my patience, man. I don't like to be put in that position where I have to back something up like that on that level. I really don't. Like I said, I want to be left alone. I'm in my little bubble, and that's it. I stay to myself, and that's how I live my life, in my little bubble. And unfortunately, being in an apartment complex brought me out of the bubble. So, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. What I liked about the garage, I'm in a bubble, left alone. I can be in there and be left alone. If you thought your naysayers at the end of the day were making my life rough for me, you weren't at all, period. You were giving me evidence to prosecute you like I'm about to do Monday, tomorrow. That's what you gave me. Evidence to be able to do things right now that I can do now to you. Just wait my time. Let my people go to work, figure out where your location's at, collect all the stuff that you did down through time, file charges against you, and then when the time comes, we basically bring you into court. And for those you don't come, we get a bounty hunter to hunt you down. That's what all that comes down to. Other than that, no, I was having fun in there. I liked it. But at the end of the day, I didn't have to deal with those people. That's what I liked about the garage. Peace of mind at the end of the day. That's what I liked about it. And that's why I'm going off the grid. Peace of mind at the end of the day. I can't live next to people. I just can't do it. People I live next to are old people. I never see them. They don't come outside. They don't make any noise or anything whatsoever. When I do see them, it's hello, how you doing? And that's the end of it. I can live next to old people any day. I'll be begging for my neighbors to be two old people at the end of the day. Somebody with no kids. But, unfortunately, I went to the apartment. And I deal with the nonsense. But it was a learning experience because basically, now what I'm about to come into, which I never thought I would be able to go into, I can go in and get my own place. Definitely charge far less than what those jerks were charging at the end of the day. And highway robbery in that place. And got first-hand experience how frustrating it is to live in a place where you're constantly hearing people walk over top of you. Got to go to work the next day, you got to hear bull crap, people carrying on and acting up around you. And then at the end of the day, you got to consider the fact that they're living their life too on top of that. So you got to look at both sides of it. It may be bull crap to you at the end of the day. They may be getting on your nerves. But then again, they're living their life too, because that's what they're doing. They come home, they come from work, maybe they watch a game or just whatever. Unfortunately, whatever they do disrupts you at the bottom. And then you may do something that may disrupt them at the bottom. See the mess of all that? All that could have been handled with some basic freaking soundproofing. Now they can come home and live in their world. They can come home and live in their world. No one's disrupting anybody. Because I had to look at both sides of that coin. You know, the guy upstairs had kids, he did, and they were noisy. There were a couple of times he deliberately jumped on that floor to be nasty at the end of the day. And I had to bring it to his attention. That if he had this problem again, I was going to make sure that he was going to get hurt pretty bad. Because, you know, that's unnecessary. I got to enforce that. Now I'm coming back in like, gee whiz, I'm in this circle. I don't want to be in this freaking circle. No, I got to get out of here. I got to go. That was it. I had to go. Because now we didn't have words. I had words with him. Explaining to him at the end of the day, look, man, we're going to fighting at the end of the day because, you know, I keep asking you to keep it down and you want to be making all this noise now. And that last thump, I know at the end of the day, wasn't no kid. That was an adult. So if you got those kind of problems at the end of the day, we can take that outside right now. You're talking about, I don't want trouble at the end of the day. I don't want trouble. Yeah, because you don't want trouble at the end of the day because there are other people that were complaining about him. I wasn't the only one. He was on his last leg. He was about to get booted out of there. That's what I found out. The guy on the bottom floor, he'd been there the longest. And the maintenance guy was cool with him. They know everything. So it's like, yeah, guy over there, yeah, they about to get rid of him. So he already knew he was going to be in trouble. But he got kids up there, too, on top of that. Cracked my ceiling multiple times. Yeah, my ceiling got cracked multiple times because of the jerks. Oh, there's a look from top of the blanket. Right now, everything I got is glowing in the dark in my hands. I want to see the kids get put out in the street. That's not even necessary. Not even necessary at all, people. I need blue. I need blue. Where's the blue? Blue, 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 blue. Blue, blue skies. It's going to change me. I start talking because the sound activated. If they change, how does it make a difference? It's still going to basically change out. I like these lights so much. Change out to the color that I like. Let me see. Red doesn't trigger it up me. Green does it. Blue does it. Yeah. That. Oh. That's more of a black light. Boop. Doop. 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 More of a black light on it. Yep. Yeah, it's more of a black light on it. Okay, cool. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Now I found out about that song. One of my brothers is a jazz musician. He basically plays that. He was horn. Plays horn, piano, bass guitar, and I forget what the other one he does. But anyway, yeah, that's one of his favorite songs to play. And that guy just passed away at 84 years old. That's how I found out about that song. My brother playing it. It's one of the songs he did practice for. He played for a band. Yeah. Really good with a horn, man. Really good with a horn. Never went to school for lessons. Never. God-given gift. You can write music, too. But, you know, he never did anything with it. He paid for the church. That's basically about it. He paid for the church. That's all. But other than that, he didn't really do much with it because he was more dependent on his career that he thought would make the money. His career does make money. It makes very good money. But he really did gone so far if he basically would have used that God-given gift that he has to be able to write music and like to play like that. I thought he went to school for it. You know, my mom was like, no, Michael never went to school for anything. He basically learned that from God-given gift. Another Christian man at the end of the day became a Christian man, a man of God. I see that right? I can't put the lights on because Taco's over there chilling. I can't. Sorry about that, people. No, but I can't see it. Sorry about that. Cat come first. My cat comes first. My baby over there. He don't want the lights on. Like, Daddy, don't put the lights on. I don't want them on. I'm over here watching my Mr. Bean. If you disrupt me, man. I got you, Taco, man. I got you. Sorry, but cat comes first. So we're putting this in. We're painting this in nicely with some tissue paper, or basically, whatever you want to call it in the day, but. So I just go back in and do this anyway, because I got a busy day tomorrow. I got a crazy day tomorrow, and I got to get it done. I got things I got to get done. I'm not going to have time to get everything done. I'm just trying to get as much as I can done. Right, he was saved too, I do. What the frick is that, buddy? Man. There we go. That sheds some better light on the subject. That tickle on my mind got me thinking every time, what? There's Taco. The Taco is protected by the blood, ain't you, Taco? Yep, Lord protects my baby. My baby. More of a pink than a red, honestly. More of a pink than a red. I went back into the whatchamacallit, to that Cyberpunk. Man, that game is good, man. It's good. Now I'm a Keanu Reeves. What do I think I'm now at this level where he at him now? Me. That game is crazy, man. It's crazy. Some said, look, man, give it a chance. Go back in, man. And man, that game is good, man. Now I'm at the section where he gets caught. You know, he tried to put this bug in or virus, whatever he tried to put in. And he got caught, and now he's about to be, I don't know, they're going to torture him or something's going to go on in there. But anyway, still, that game is really good, man. I can see why I was sitting there talking to this guy and said, man, I said the game was garbage because I had it when the bugs were rampant on that game. Bugs were rampant on that game. That's when I had it. And some guy got mad at me. He got real passionate about it. Like, man, you don't understand. That's a good game. You don't know. Well, I had it when the bugs were in it, man. It was horrible. But now, playing about the bugs, a few pop up here and there. But nothing deters me from basically playing that game. That game was amazing. And they did a better job on it. I'll tell you that much. Alright. This is what we're painting with, brown paper. Gotta buy some more paint to roll us out. Definitely gonna be using this for some cans of glow that are going to be, I need my caps. I'm gonna put some empty containers of port paint out here. You got Britain? You get all this in green? Oh, there's paint splattering everywhere. And this is where we get to the chaos. The chaos of it all. The chaos. In between splatter, splatter, a little bit of chaos. Chaos. Definitely gonna pick up some more glow. Definitely grab me some more. Because we need more. So much more. The arcade box is craving it. It craves more glow. More glow. And more glow. Need that nice blend. I've given you sunshine. I've given you rain. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all of that. So we'll start working on the billboards, the gaming retro billboards next. Is that right, Taco? Taco says, right, Daddy-O. 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 You watching them 60 movies again? The 60 movies. Taco likes to talk about the Daddy-O. Daddy-O. I'm gonna put 3 coats of glow on this. A nice pretty color we got from the top of that. Oh, that's glowing in the dark. Multiple paint job application. Yeah, it's funny that when I sit there and say on camera that I never have considered myself to be a tough man and all that stuff, which is interesting because when I was training in that field, my attitude was completely different. Anybody, boxers, whatever you are, you know what I'm talking about. You get that ego, big hood God mode pops up. Because then you got an advantage point of the common man because you're trained to fight. And some people pick fights. That's a bad idea because you could bump into something either better than you or basically, again, you're not trained to top bullets. So, yeah. Best to keep it humble. Best to always keep it humble. Always be humble. You know. And I got that godlike complex disorder popped up. And now I'm in the neighborhood, in the hood, I got a vantage point. And then they, on top of that, they know who I'm being trained by, because they know the guy in the neighborhood, and we trained in the day. So, they got out that I was picking fights with people. And I got my nose broken for it. Not by somebody else, but my sensei. He broke my nose. He's teaching me to be humble. They say, you want to fight? Okay, you fight me. You broke my nose. So, that knocks you down a couple of pegs. But not only that, what knocks you down a couple of pegs is when you go on a walk with him at the end of the day, and you meet some of the most interesting people you ever met in your entire life. These are people you walk by every single day. And some of these guys were grandmasters, 8th degree, 9th degree black belts, all different forms, sports, karate, taekwondo, jitsu, hapkido, you name it, they're in it. And you learn that you could have easily bumped into one of these guys at the end of the day that were trained by him that would have taken my head off completely. I would have to call out who I was being trained by for them to probably back down off me. Because then they'd be going against my sensei, which would be their sensei at the end of the day. But he looked at them as basically teaching me a lesson at the end of the day. But I never knew that. Even the guy was out there. That's why you gotta be careful about people out there that may be on drugs and stuff. You know what they trained in. There's a guy who just collect trash cans. He was a black belt in American sports karate. Yep. So I met some very interesting people that I walk by every single day. Thank God I never even got in a fight with these people at the end of the day, because they would have whipped my behind and still would whip my behind because they're way up there. But that teaches me to be humble at the end of the day. You never know what kind of class of fight you're gonna bump into. Learn to treat everybody with respect. And I met some real nice people. I wonder if they're still there. See, I always wonder about that. If they're still there, I always wonder about going back to see them and see how they're doing. Real nice people too on top of that. But it's funny, they're trying to tell the same stories I hear from them, how they had to fight my sensei because they got that big head mold. Now the reason why I got my nose broken because I struck somebody. I hit them pretty hard. When people strike people in the stomach, I strike downward, like struck him downward underneath his rib cage, right near where his pelvis, right in his stomach, and of course he took him down, but it was unnecessary. It was definitely way unnecessary, and it was I shouldn't have did it to begin with, but I learned. I got a broken nose out of it. But yeah, he told me how he got smacked around by him for doing something he shouldn't have did. But he didn't play that nonsense. He couldn't stand people who were bullies. And I wasn't a bully. I just knew I could beat the guy at the end of the day, and I intimidated to push it to go in that direction. And yeah, I learned that hard way a long time. He said, yeah, if I ever hear it again, anything ever comes back to me ever again, if I find out, whatever, because I will know, I'm kicking you out, and that's the end of it. I didn't get any more trouble. And then later on that day, went out for a walk with some friends. I had my nose busted and everything, and the bandage was swollen and all. And they're like, I got your nose broken, huh? You break your nose? Did you break his nose? You pretty much broke his nose? Because I know somebody else didn't break it. You must have broke it. Okay, they broke it. So what did you do? Teach you that discipline that you need to know, which is important to have discipline. Fantastic teacher. Fantastic teacher. As soon as I get things in order, I'm going to meet up with my friends. One is studies, I told you, Muay Thai. The other one studies Judo. And I'm getting trained by them. I figure I got a few more years left in me. So I'll go back in and get more training. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I can get more training. I like to study. Work out, and I like to study. I like the forms, the different forms. It's one thing to do, like is the forms. Oh, sorry about that, Taco Man. Hey, what you doing, man? You just bought my box. How dare you bought my box, man? I barely know you. My bad, Taco. I mean about your box. I thought so. That can be very, very tacolicious. Tacolicious? Sitting there watching TV. It's funny as I don't know what. You perks that they're watching TV. He's a funny cat, man. And my glue. Bam, bam. Glue. Got through all those glue sticks at the top. Got a whole bunch of them in here. Where's my glue sticks? There you go. Oh snap! I wish I had some glow sticks. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Like, where's your top position view? Where's your top division here? I need a top. So I figure you're at the one. I'm gonna get this glue first. I'm gonna spring it around. I'm actually gonna add more paint to that. Oh, here you are. There you're right there. Put you right there. So you're right there. I'm gonna go back over into that yellow side again. With more yellow. And definitely get some orange paint brush in there, going to dark orange, mixed in with that down there at the bottom, and sprinkle orange on through here. We're just going to use a straw to blow that on. Because we need drops in there. Glue gun. Hurry up and heat up. So I'm going to seal that to there. Just not the top. And we got fans up on there, so the fans up. I'm sorry. My bad. I got you. My bad. I'm sorry. Carrying the weird look like, man, if you don't put my channel back. That's a blue hat. Oh shoot, what happened? I put it on the channel. Ugh. There you go. Oh, the channel, come up the channel. Okay, that's gonna be a bit of a dilemma there. Phone's dying. I'm gonna need the phone for the charge. Let me see what we gotta do here to get this done. There we go. 2%. Walking 2%. On my mind. God, I can't see the time. What? That's taco. I think I can check on my mind. I can't even see the time. Huh? Bam. Oh, come on, looking nice. Hooah! Okay, this is going to be on the back, so make sure I get this in the front. what in the world is shifting? It's making this thing cool. Stop. What needs to happen? What that happen? That means I throws off my pores. Alright, perfect. Must be installed. The fans in here, and here's fans here, fans there, fans there. We'll have the drip coming off the fans too. And we got to pour more out in here, here, here. We got to get some more in here from the ran out. So we can put the pour, continue to pour in. I want to all splatter into one big mixture of paints together to all glow in the dark. So we got to go pick up some more. Get off me. Pour it all wrapped around me. The back area is going nicely. That part, that's done. So we got the most of the powder job to do, and done with that. And then the other one we got to do, it's going to be a mixture of flour, give it some texture to it. We got texture all around it, making more rough edges to it. I'm gonna wash my hands. Man, that's a job right there, bro. That's awesome. I like the way it looks. It's cool. Man, this thing came looking pretty nice. Well, that's layer 2. Still got 3 more layers to go. And then I'll be done. And I can put my light system in and everything. Still gonna install a retropile this thing somewhere. What do you think, Taco? You like it? Because I like it, Daddy-O. Daddy-O. Taco. Taco. Daddy-O. I like it, Daddy-O. Daddy-O. So I'm going to put a trace system all through here so everything lights up. Fan system here, fan system there, they're all fans in there. Man, that came out real nice. See? Canisters came out looking real nice. Nice drip down effect there. Nice drip down effect there. That came out looking real nice. Now we get the extra paint, do the pour out here, here. Have that blend in together. Put our fans here, here, and here, here, and here. Storm cloud system across here, trickling down here. And then we wired the whole entire thing with the chaser stripe systems all through the whole entire system. Put the screen up, and then I'm going to do a Velcro system because I'm going to take it outside. Back and forth. Yep. And I'm going to basically blacken that up just a little bit more. It could be a little bit more darker in there. Man. Take my surface down to my buddy's house, blast it over there. Done. There's another guy that comes in here too. He's handicapped. I think he has one of those deforms where he can't use his legs or arms or nothing. He can use his arms. He can't use his legs and bottom hair because he's deformed a little bit. And that guy gets out there and does these videos in India where he basically, you know, he just is kind of like fashion style that he does. They slow down, they blow the hair and all that stuff like that. Of course, a bunch of haters on there at the end of the day, hating on this guy. And now he blew up too. He got a career now. He got a major career. There's a couple of my watch that blew up. There was another guy who came out there too. Real thin guy. He used to make these kind of like hot beverages out there. There's a kind of coffee or something they drink. He was making it. And he had this thing grabbing people's hands and he would light it. He did some crazy stuff. But they do that crazy stuff because, again, that's what gets them noticed. That's what gets them separated from the rest. You know, you got to have your own gig at the end of the day. And that's what he's doing. It got him popular. He got famous over it. See? And the same haters, and I watch it, the same haters that was hating on the guy when he first started off are in there still complaining. But he's rich. He didn't let that bother him at all. He just kept on moving about his business and got his job done. He's rich. See? You wasted your time. getting bitter over somebody else's work. And they didn't pay you any mind. They kept on moving. They kept us pushing, kept on moving. And that guy is rich now. Yep. And that's what they get mad about. That's what they get angry about. They're wishing this guy all these bad things at the end of the day and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. I was saying some real nasty things about him at the end of the day. He ain't paying no mind. Handicap and all, he ain't paying no mind. Now he rich, he pays. And now they mad at the end of the day because he got nice things. And they mad about that. Bitter and angry and upset. I got 3 days from today. 3 days from today, my meeting comes in. My life changes forever after that. That's why I sit back and I watch these haters. At the end of the day, get mad, get bitter, get upset. And it ain't gotta be just on YouTube. There's haters at your job too. You work at your job, you got haters that can't stand you at your job. Because you work long hours. You know, you got the promotion. You drive the nice car, you go on vacation. They hate that. They can't stand it. But the hater never achieves anything. Hater will sit there and hate on everybody. Won't achieve nothing. But hate on people. They can change their situation, but they full of that hatred. And because you're full of hatred, you're full of Satan. And Satan's going to make sure you never go anywhere, do anything, or become anybody. As a matter of fact, he's going to kill you sooner or later. Because that's what he's trying to do all along. That's why he fills you full of bitterness. Keep you full of, keep your mind off of God at the end of the day and keep you full of bitterness. Because yeah, his job at the end of the day is to kill you. That's the part people understand, man. They don't get that part. Y'all want to keep getting all bitter, full of hatred and jealousy. You know, that's what he tried to do with God. He was mad at God. He was jealous of God. Then they tried to overthrow God. He was jealous. That's literally what you're doing. You're repeating the same process of what he did and failed. That's why haters never win. They never do. All they do is fail. The only thing that meets haters is self-destruction and damnation. That's what meets a hater. That's it. That's what's waiting for you. Because you're following the very thing that got thrown out of heaven. That God hates. God don't love the devil, he hates the devil. So that's what you serve at the end of the day. When you're full of hatred, it talks about jealousy, envy, all that in the Bible. That's the devil. That's his trades at the end of the day. That's not God's trades. So you're on there hating on somebody's channel, at the end of the day, that fast, Satan's in you. That fast. That fast, he's in you. That fast. So if you're going to sleep on hatred, just be careful about what's watching you when you sleep. I don't know how people can basically pray to the Lord and ask them to watch over him and protect them, but you hate on people all day long. And that's why I tell people, at the end of the day, you got haters at the end of the day, can't stand you at the end of the day, don't bother with them at the end of the day. If they do dumb stuff, take them to court, sue them, throw them in jail. That's what you do. Take away their freedom, take their stuff from them. That's what you do. Never engage on their same level. Never. Take them to court, take their stuff from them, throw them in jail. You can't find them, there's people that you can hire that will track them down to figure out where they're at. Easily. You got to turn the tables on them. That's what you do. That's what's about to happen on Monday morning. The table's about to get turned in the most awful way possible for some people. Tomorrow morning it's going to be an absolute nightmare for some people. But again, like I said, you brought it on yourself. The things you brought on yourself. This is what you're going to have to get ready. These are crossroads you're going to have to go through. Unfortunately, I'm supposed to do some stuff. But anyway, yeah, don't engage in that nonsense. The hater's upset with you because you can't do what you want to do. That's why he's mad. That's why he's upset. That's why he's bitter. Even when I was out there running the streets, I never was jealous about anybody else's stuff. Never. If you earn that money, you earn that at the end of the day. If you earn that money at the end of the day, it's your business at the end of the day. I've never been that petty. That's sad. At the end of the day, to hate on another man because he earned more than I did or drove a better car. Never been that type of person. I don't get that part. That's a pretty sad person at the end of the day. If you're in a nice car and it's better than mine, I couldn't care less. Not at all. Not one bit. What do I care for? You earned it. Sure, you deserve it. 100%. You see me getting hatred over a Screen Innovation? No, he earned it. He earned every bit of it. He spent the time. He worked hard, and he earned it. I don't got that time for that kind of jealousy. I don't waste my life on that mess. But you haters at the end of the day, boy, y'all waste your lives. Just think about it. You want to think about it. You went through all that, what you try to put me through, and I'm about to be rich. So, where was your success at the end of the day? Nowhere. All right then. You wasted your life on that when you could have been doing something else more productive. And I came out here, crushed you, about to take you to court, and everything else about to happen to you. And I'm still going to be sitting on the beach at the end of the day, where you're going to be sitting at in a prison cell. So was it worth it? Was it worth it? Could have taken that time, could have did something else. Could have spent time with your family. Could have basically started a new business or something better than what you just did. Could have did something better. But you wasted time you will never ever get back. Can't get that time back. I spent my time building my empire. That's what I did. When you're hating on me, I built my empire. Now look where I'm at right now. So, yeah. Waste of time. And you guys are old. These ain't young kids of the day. These ain't 18-year-olds and 6-year-olds. These are older people. People in their 50s doing this nonsense. You're already 1 foot in the grave. And what I've seen by some of you at the end of the day who don't exercise in the day, in any way whatsoever, you're definitely overweight. So anyway, you are already about almost 2 feet in. Already. Heart attack ain't that far from you. I'm shocked some of them are still alive. So that's not wishing death. That's telling the truth. You ain't exactly skinny, and you ain't fit, and you're not in shape. I can see that from looking at you on camera. So being in that situation and doing the stuff that you're doing, especially you're not being saved either, man, you got strikes against you. Whew. All right, I'm gonna let this stick out here and dry on the table. I'm not gonna leave it there. I got the screen over there. It's not on the table, so it's already dry. I want to do something with this bag. I'm gonna turn that bag into a piece of art. I might frame it when I get done. Take it out. Do a frame for it. Hang it up on my wall. Where'd you get that from? I don't know. This is some trash I found. This sort of look nice. I'm gonna hang it and put it up on my wall. What do you call that? I call it curation. That's how it all started. It started with the drips and the pores with the splatters, and the splatters with the pores. That's where it started. Gentlemen, let me tell you a little something. You know why you're really mad? You didn't make it. That's why. Well, look what you did. Who can blame you? You didn't make it. All right, well, I got a warehouse to look at, a couple of them, so I got to go on Craigslist and look for something. And I got to see where I can get myself a forklift, but I'm definitely going to need one of them. Because we got those, you want some of that B2B, and I'm going to be shipping out those 10-gallon containers for those big office buildings, transfer our technology to black. So they're going to be ordered by the big boy gallons. Yes, sirree. When I get done getting established, I'm going on vacation. Yes, sirree. And I'm going on vacation with full package, which means I can afford that big limousine and 7-star hotel if I want it, because I got the money for it. Yeah, I remember when Fernando sent me some dumb nonsense in the day talking about, you need to go on vacation. No, I work, buddy, at the end of the day. That's why I'm going to retire rich. There you go. I don't got time to play games. I got things to build, things to do. I don't got time to be on vacation. I took one vacation, I think, in the entire time that I've been in this business. One vacation, that's it. I spent the rest of the time working. You know why, Fernando? I enjoy what I do. I love my work. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm thinking about work. I love what I do. You, on the other hand, you don't, because you can't back it up. You cheat on your stuff. You rip your customers off. course you're a ball of nerves every single day. Yeah. But I love what I do. But I told you, when I go on vacation, by the time I get ready to retire or just want to chill, I got the money to do it my way. I don't want to do penny pinching. I want to go top package on everything. That's what I want to do. One time in my life, I want to see what it's like. And after that, I just come back down to earth. I worked hard. Now I can retire rich. Man, I'm going to donate a ton of money to the SPCA. Like a lot of money to the SPCA. Definitely. I'm going to get that land over top the side of that hill. Some of that acreage over there. I'm going to convert it to a rehabilitation and place for dogs and animals to go to. I'm going to put it into that whole freaking euthanized nonsense at the end of the day. I'm going to make a whole freaking section up there. I'm buying it all up as much as I possibly can get my hands on. I can obtain. I'm going to make up there for the SPCA for dogs and cats and birds and whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care what it is. It has life. It deserves to live a little longer. Ain't it right, Taco? Get stray animals off the street, give them a better home. Get people off the street, give them a better home. I'm hooking everybody up. Anyway, I'm going to spend that kind of money. It's virtually impossible. I'm going to do one little package, take a bunch of people with me. Probably most likely going to do Disney World. I like Disney World. I had fun up there. I really did. So that, I am going to go to another country and see what that's like over there and chill over there. Maybe Japan. I haven't decided yet. Chances are it probably will be Japan. I've been watching a lot of Japan walkthroughs. Yeah, there's a good chance I'm probably going to Japan. Oh, I forgot. I got a sister who speaks fluent Japanese. Oh, I got to call her tomorrow. We got to talk. Definitely, because she's going back up. And if she's going back up, I'm definitely going with her. Let me see if she want to go with me. Man, I'm going to the Sega store. I'm going game shopping. You darn right I'm going game shopping. They got this vintage Sega store up there. I'm going shopping. Anyway, yep. That's what I'm going to do. I do want to start a program, too, to take inner city kids to Walt Disney World. Everybody needs to see Walt Disney World. There should be like all-paid trip, and they go to all Disney World. Yeah, I want to do something like that. Like for the school district, you know what I mean? Kids get good grades, and make them work harder for good grades and stuff like that. Yep. Well, I can see what I'm going to be doing at the end of the day. I'm going to be spending a lot of my time with people. We're going to try to organize things to get things done right so we can get better programs for people at the end of the day. Whew, man. Okay, people, I got to go. We'll be finishing this up pretty soon. It's getting there. It's a bit of a process, man. This is the longest paint job I've done on a screen. This is actually a projection screen. The other ones would be a little easier, but the arcade ones are a little bit more interesting. They require a lot of glow-in-the-dark colors and multiple blends and all that stuff. That's it right there. All right, well, you'll have a good one. I'm going to go home and I'm going to pass out in the corner somewhere, because that's literally what's going to happen. I'm just going to sit there and pass out in the corner somewhere. I got to be back in. Let me see. We're going to be for morning recordings. Probably so. Yeah, I'm right. Morning record. I got testing to do. It's interesting now. Like, I literally have to be out at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock for the sun gets up before I get cooked. Then I got to be back at 12 o'clock because I have to do some demonstrations on that black technology outside in direct sunlight. What the heck is going on here? Let me change the channel over here. So I got that testing to do. Oh, man. I need to be in VR right now. Yeah. I'm going to VR. All right. You all have a good one.